What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica from the CLASSYIT blog. We're doing our Zapier, building out our business and our course, building out our course in 30 days, and also using affiliates and growing our business exponentially. We're going to kind of flip it around. We're going to have the Zapier training on the back end so I can kind of set you up for what you'll need to be using in the Zapier, because Zapier can be a little dry sometimes. So we're going to try to make it applicable to everybody. All right, everybody. So let's go ahead and get it. Let me share the screen here. First, I'm gonna start on the presentation side, and then I'm gonna hop over and show YouTube and some of these links. Okay. So let's go up here. Let me see. We're just gonna go through here. It's okay. It's all right. So start your year with the gold touch points. So what is gold touch points? How, if we know, like, let's go low. We'll go low for the sake of argument. If we have a product that's $25, let's say it's a book. And, you know, I always tell people, I know it sounds crazy, but aim for $1 million, because if you aim for 100,000 and you barely get it, or you're going to just go lower than what you aim for. So I always tell people aim for $1 million. It sounds crazy, but you never know. Divided by $25. That's 40,000 people. Now you're gonna say, Erica, that's just no way possible. I'm gonna get 1 million sales. We don't know what you're gonna get. So our biggest goal to you, let me make sure I keep adding people in the room, is, you know, for some people are gonna say, Erica, what is the smallest I need a month? Well, every time I ask people what they need a month, they go, I need $10,000 a month. Right? Instead of 2,000 or 3,000. And so, you know, even if you want to say, hey, how can I determine if this business is viable? If it bring in $3,000 a month, is it viable to you? It's hard to pinpoint. So I always tell people to aim for $1 million, because we can work our way back from that. So let's say it was 3,000 divided by a $25 book. That's just 120 people a month. Right? So I don't want you to underscore by saying, well, I just need 3,000, Erica. You know, if you make an extra 30,000 this year or 40,000 this year, that's life-changing for most people. And so I just want you to look at it. Everything's a math problem. We're just reverse engineering. Why am I saying 1,000 YouTube channels, 1,000 podcasts, 1,000 Instagram accounts? These are going to be a combination of things that we're going to use to, one, find people who are going to interview us, find people we are looking that kind of set the trends. One, you know, there's always gonna be ones that stand out, but for some people, what they do is they'll go on Instagram and they see the same 10 people and be like, man, they're everywhere. It's like, no, you're just watching the same 10 accounts. You need to expand your horizons, right? Same thing with 1,000 events. There's no way on this earth we'll go to 1,000 events. But our goal is just to have on the radar, like this past week, I've seen like 15 events that I never knew anything about. That's been going on for years. And it's news to me, never heard of them, right? And so what I did is I put it in my Excel sheet for later, for next year, or after it's over, for us to, Enrique and them to email, or CJ, email Enrique or CJ, to email out to these events and go, man, we really saw what you put on this year, really exciting. We'd love to be a speaker next year if you're having another event. Please keep us in mind, right? A very simple, easy email, which opens up the door to, oh, what do you do? Or who are you? Again, attach a one pager, make it simple for your staff. We're just reverse engineering, right? Because people are saying, how are these people speaking on all these stages and going to all these events? It's really simple. It's reaching out. Like the Hartmonies saw that I am on the poster for Scale It Up Summit in Panama. They never knew about it. They're from Panama. Well, originally they lived in New York as kids, but they're from Panama. So their desire to all of a sudden to do this conference was like, well, hey, how can we reach out to the event person? How can we help her promote it? We're so excited. We'd love to go and be a part of it. Well, now the event promoter is like, who are they? Oh, that's a great couple. I don't know if they're going to finish working on the deal today or not, but we'll see. And, you know, that could be a great opportunity for a last minute add-on to a conference that's international. So, and they've got a little baby, so I don't know if they can squeeze it like that, but they may be able to. And does everybody know who I'm talking about? The Hartmonies, the cleaning couple that have the cleaning company, possibly, maybe not. Put it in the comments. And so part of what you have to understand is the opportunity may not be for you to catch this year's conference. It may be next year's conference. And that's the point of us having this list of events that are in your niche, list of podcasts. Again, you can reach out to all 100 people and they may all say no. that's why you have to make the list bigger than that original list. And I don't want you to be discouraged because I don't even always reach that number on the list. That list is ever growing for me. But I'm gonna show you on the other side in a second. Let's keep going. Build it out with or without your platform. You know, if someone was to ask me today, Ericka, if you had to start all over from scratch, you know, what would be your goal? I would go to be interviewed. I mean, there's 212 days left in the year. I'd go for an interview every day for the rest of the year. Because your SEO is going to be just astronomical. Even with Andy Buys Houses, when I go type in his name into YouTube, before I ever interviewed him, it popped up, his SEO popped up, Andy Buys Houses Tampa. And so it's something I'll show you in a second on YouTube and on a few places. When you start seeing people's names pop up that they don't have big platforms, they literally are catapulted in front of people via other interviews. So again, what do you need? If you've been inside this course, if you're new to the course, welcome. But we always advocate for our students to have a one-pager, whether you're one of my coaching students, whether you're my digital real estate students, or my YouTube students, have a one-pager. What is a one-pager? It has your picture off to the right or left. You know, the old school style is called a press kit. But let's be really honest. If someone has no clue who you are, sending them a 3-4 page press kit is that's not gonna do it, right? Like, it would be a way easier to send them a one pager, and the one pager is gonna have bullet points on it. Bullet points are gonna be who you are, what do you do, like what book course you're offering, what other shows interviewed you, and what are the topics you're gonna speak on. You can always ever change this. Hey, chill out. They're going wild in there. Okay, you can always change this, and it can always be ever changing. So don't be afraid if the first batch doesn't look that well. Some of y'all have amazingly beautiful, colorful one-pagers from my other classes, and you should be sending them out every day, honestly. So 365 days or 52 weeks a year. I look at it like this. If you do one interview a week for a year, in that space, you will have big presence. And I'm going to do an example and show you right here. I'm going to show you Derek, who he's trying to build his YouTube page. Let me share my screen again. Hold on a second. Okay, share my screen. So this is my example. Derek, I saw him try to, he's been posting. He does better. What's funny is Todd Millie's like, oh, YouTube isn't that great. I'm like, you guys don't do your thumbnails, you don't do your tags, you don't do your SEO. Of course, it's not great. So this is Derek right here, Derek Acuff. He's out of Houston. If you look through here, he has a YouTube page. It only has 1,000 subscribers. He barely gets 50 views per video. Some of y'all in my classes may experience that. But if I type in his name in this search bar, it is unlimited videos on this guy, right? There's his page finally coming up, but it's only showing 2 of his videos, and they only have 200 views. And this one I shared today that I know many of my students went and watched, right? This just shows the power of other people promoting this. Now, if you know anything about Derek used to work at what do you call it? Texas Roadhouse. He saw this woman and her son there, asked them out on a date, asked her out, for a number, off to the side so the kid didn't see her or whatever. And then they end up getting married and they have a kid together. But I mean, literally, he told her maybe 3 years ago, or was it 4 years ago? Hey, I keep thinking about doing this thing, house flipping. And she literally was like, I don't want to hear about it anymore. Just do it. If you're not going to do it, I don't want to hear about it anymore. And he took off, and 4 years later, we're on this big journey. But again, his own page isn't strong. If you're busy doing something, you may not have an opportunity to take all this time to build content. You may be able to have a great Instagram page, but not a great other place. So if you just keep scrolling through here, there's been countless people to interview him, and the SEO for his name is just super, super strong. So that's just something I want you guys to keep in mind, that a lot of people are like, man, I got to build this page. I got to build this page. A lot of times people can do that work for you and save you some hassle. And that's just one example. Let me, somebody say something in the chat. I don't know if I don't know. No, you can't see the faces off to the side. There's only a few people that's up here. Only John and a few folks are up here. So probably not. It's inside the book count. Okay, so let me go back. Now, oh, so I need right here. If you guys have been watching this class, I've went over, well, dang, will it let me show? Okay, there it is. Sorry about all that, y'all. They're going to go get the seafood and they're like talking stream. Hold on. Did they leave a chow behind? Is there a chow in here? No. Okay. All children went out with the Lord. Okay. Good to know. Guys got to check sometimes. Okay. So in here, this is PodSeeker. We've talked about it a lot. Some people are like, man, Ericka, it's $50 a month. I'm just telling you, there's a million listed podcasts here. They're going to give you more than one option. And it's something I'm going to start showing y'all the difference in. So my media list, I didn't make this list. Ericka and CJ made this list. So I don't know why there's two tracking lists, but we'll go over it. Anyway, so there's 202 podcasts here on that list. 0 on that list. I wonder why. Business, 247 podcasts on that list. Investing, 4 podcasts on that list. Real estate, 31 podcasts on that page. Alignment Abundance Tour. I think I did this for one of our channels videos, maybe. No, he added that because I don't know who that is. So again, Alignment and Abundance is a tour we didn't do, but we bought the domain. So don't you try it in here, class students. I know how my students are. Another one is Mindset, 7 podcasts on that. Middleman to Millions, which that's interesting, but I guess he kind of followed the rules. You did a handyman show, handyman, home service business owner. Okay, yeah, he did good. He followed the rules on the parameters. Okay, so all right, let's go to the next one. Financial, 120 podcasts in that section. Now, you're probably trying to figure out, Ericka, why are you showing us these lists and what do they mean? So let's say I want it for the next rest of the year to be more focused on financial podcasts, educational economist podcasts. I would inform the staff, hey, let's really beef up this media list because PodSeeker has 1 million podcasts listed. So am I harsh on my staff? No, but for them to only have 669 podcasts on this media list, it may be they're fitting the parameter rules, but that's way too low. Honestly, they need to have about 3,000 people on this list, even in these different categories. How can this help? What's so special about PodSeeker? If you go over here, let me put this up like this, show me more details. What it'll do is show me more details at the bottom of the PodSeeker. It'll have their bookkeeping. It'll tell you like courses they have, Facebook groups they have, and an email system. So let's just say she originally said no to me. Guess what? I would tell my staff to do what? I would say, go join her Facebook group. Go put me inside her Facebook group, or, let's list them, put a list of Facebook groups I need to join this week. And then I would join them, right? And eventually, maybe comment or whatnot in there. Now, from you can see from her, she looks like she's inactive. So she may be taking a break. You never know. But the point of these things is you get more information on all the podcasts, right? It makes it super easy for you here to find out information on them. When's the last time they did a show? Remove ones that are inactive. Now, here's my rule of thumb on the inactive ones. People do seasons, people do breaks, people come back and like, hey, I'm having a season 2 of my podcast. That happens all the time. So I wouldn't just downplay it. And this is also too why I'm big on asking them, does your show also show on YouTube? So that if somebody was just to Google my name, then I could just pull up, right? Because if I do this right here, let me do like this. Oh crap. Let me go Google and I go podcast. Ericka Williams has been on podcast. Ericka Williams. There you go. Hold on a second. Which again, I'm gonna show you this. I'm just gonna share my screen, call it a day, make it easier. Okay, so here, right here, OwlTel. Look up OwlTel, and this is absolutely free. This isn't charging me anything. OwlTel, and I type up Ericka Williams. Now, somebody might spell my name wrong. Somebody might just have classy climb. There's all kind of things. We have to check on it, right? It's updated daily, right? So if you ever want to like research a person, you could via this because you'd see all the podcasts they've been on. So if you look right here, I think there's 22 on this one. I did 80 in 1 year in a small span of window. So clearly some people have misspelled my name. Some people have classy climb. So you always have to check. So again, Super Sly, Ambitious Legacy, Live at FidCon, Align Your Life, Creating Motion, Tina Ramsey Show, Diversified Income. This show right here, y'all, this one show right here put $52,000 in my pocket. This one show right here, how did it put $52,000 in my pocket? I interviewed on this show. The next 2 weeks, I had over $40,000 in 1 hour consulting calls. And I was like, what is going on? And what ended up happening is Keith is a CEO. If you actually go look him up, his information, he's actually a former CEO. He's currently still a CEO of a big Fortune Inc. 5,000 or something company. And so a lot of like financially well-to-do people watch this show. And so to this day, this show still brings in a lot of messages, which is quite interesting. So just a little highlight, like, you know, I would have never thought of him. This is one Savannah found. So, okay, so here's his or her money. A YouTuber that manages Roads to Wealth. This guy's actually out of By the Hoods right here. Oh, Hell to the Hell No podcast. There's Money Monopolizers, Todd Milley, Better Way, right? They just had that convention in February. Double Up podcast. Man, I Don't Do Budgets. There's some of these people I can't even remember who did this. Black Real Estate Dialogue, Black Wealth Renaissance, Millionaire Talk Show with Todd and Michelle. She Styles. I forgot. Nope. This is a different person. They got me wrong on this. This one's not me. This one isn't me. Because I was like, no, I did that one. How to Be a Smartphone Millionaire, Invest with God. I'm actually in a book coming up, you guys, in this. I got interviewed for a book. So this one right here, Ericka Williams and Estelle Esther. Donald Trump is winning. I don't know when I did that. When did I do that one? What year? 2016. Wow, that's so old. Okay, so anyway, you can always find where people who have, you know, interviewed you on here. Again, I'll tell you can just use it for your own. You guys, like, again, you can search all kind of people, and you can search podcasts on here. So really great opportunity. This one's a free one. You can search on here. It's up to you. The reason I try to give y'all many options is because I don't want you to feel like you're stuck with just Podseeker and Guestio. So what is Guestio? Okay. Well, before I continue, does anybody have any questions on Podseeker and how we find podcasts on here? Let me look in the chat.
Yes, I put it in the chat. You want me to tell you or you want to read the chat?
Is Podseeker aggregator? Do all podcast elements show up in Podseeker? Do you have to do something to be listed? I think you have to do something to be listed, possibly. But they do data scrub the internet consistently. In order to get 1 million, some of it is data scrubbing from their team, and some of it you probably could send a frequently asked questions and get listed there.
Got it. Thank you.
Here. For sure. And so on here, if I did like counseling, I'm trying to think of something, just play around. So anyway, if you're on here, you never seen any videos with me, this is your first time in class or whatever, Podseeker, like we're just typing up words in the search term that, let's say I was Alicia and I was counseling and I wanted to be interviewed. So I put just the search words, and again, tweak around with this, play around with it, consulting. Well, 765 podcasts pop up for consulting. She's going to have to go through here and see which ones actually, you know, work better with her, apply to her. Her book is Do You Want to Be Married or Do You Want to Be Right? Well, what I would do is I would go on a podcast tour for that book and be like, in such strange times as this. Now, you know, I mean, there's going to be some people that are going to bait her into conversations about Kevin Samuels and stuff like that, but she has to determine if that's okay with her. So anyway, I would go through here, right? And see which ones fit best for me, right? The Voice of Counseling, Biblical Counseling in Action, Counseling Tour, right? And some of these have what, you know, only 23 episodes. They have, you know, 300 to 600 listeners per episode. I wouldn't turn this down, you guys. The micro shows before they blow up, those people are more consistent in purchasing and buying things. Again, my show would almost be considered a micro show if I didn't know the numbers of YouTube, which is 90% of videos don't get 1,000 views. So even if my video gets 5,000 to 6,000 views, no juice. And when I mean no juice, I mean like no ad push on that particular video. I know what's going on, right? A lot of folks juice their videos no shade, no harm, no foul. Like pretty much everybody I've had on, from Terry to or your leisure, all these people definitely juice their videos, and there's nothing wrong with that. Juicing them, you got to do what you got to do, right? Like I truly believe in that. So it gives them a bigger platform to do other things. So when you come on PodSeeker, play around with what it is, the particular title of your business. And I would make it what I tell with my staff is I get them the one pager, and I also tell them to once a week, I want you to reach out to 100 people a week. Now, that list is so small, right? I want them always coming on here, adding to the list. And what they do, if they add to that, if they're adding 100 new people to the list a week, right? On the constant contact kind of mentality, which if you do a constant contact is like just touching base with people, a certain number of touches a year, they should come back within, I would say, 30 days to 90 days and hit that whole list again. But if this PodSeeker has 1 million podcasts, there should be no reason why they are hitting some of the same people again, right? If they have that, in my mind, 1,000 is the bare minimum. But if you could get your staff to get the list up to 6,000 people, you might not hit the people that many too many times in a year. You might hit them 3 times a year, and that's it. So the thing is kind of to be on the roll. You're going to say, man, Ericka, what if people get bored of interviewing me? That never happens, right? Every time Grant Cardone says something crazy, then a bunch of people interview him, right? Whenever he does a big launch, he does about 3 interviews in the summer at one time, and it puts his name up in the SEO and the algorithm, makes him hot again, right? He always pushes his Grant Cardone 10X like that. And that's just something you guys want to think about, right? So if I type in the word business, which again, the more general you'll go, it's going to be a lot of stuff that don't apply to you, but just play around with it. So for business, 28,860 podcasts pop up. I can assure you, there's a ton of podcasts that don't apply to you in this. So even this one, as we start off with, Evolve Your Wedding Business podcast, that has nothing to do with me. And if my staff had it on a list, I'd punch them in their mouth. So not literally, just joking. But any of these, right? So again, you got to look at it. This is something you could do for 1 hour a day, every day for the rest of the year for your business. Again, why am I boasting podcasts so hard? Because I truly believe it's one of the ways, if you wanted to have if you didn't have a website, you just had your book, or you just had your product or your program, right? Like you're like, hey, Ericka, I got this program. I really want to help people. This would be the way. And the reason I'm even doing this masterclass is I had 3 phone calls in a row where I was just inspired. And I was like, dude, go, okay, you're in the class, go do ABC. Like go in here and hit up podcasts for the rest of the year. Now, a lot of times when people are busy or they just created a baby, which I call your programs and your books, your ebooks babies, they're like, oh my God, I just want to make sure it's nice. I just want to make sure it's good. I just want to make all these crazy questions. And my biggest thing is, if you got the book and the book is done, now you got to spend the next 3 years promoting it. That's just, it is what it is, right? We know a ton of people who have books sitting in a shelf somewhere, right? So your job, once you create that product, is to promote it. So let's say you want to do a launch. Let's say you're launching some course in 60 days or 30 days. As you see on here, to some of my fault and some of my good, I do a lot of live recordings because I think you get the best content out of the live recordings, and we can always go back and chop down these videos into 10-minute segments and put them inside courses, right? I don't always do it because I want you to have a whole flow of the live stream training, but it's one of the ways you can do it. So if you're in here and you're saying, Ericka, I want to create a class, I would literally say a combination of you using Zoom, if you had a 6-week training course, every week on Saturday or Tuesday, you have your live training, you record it, and then you can put it in the course. I can tell you now, just the way people are, if it's more than 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes people lose focus. So if I were you, I'd chop some of these videos. And then I'll go over to Zapier and tell you a way that we do it, that we're starting to do it now, to help you. But does this make sense? Does everybody understand what PodSeeker does, what it is, how you can go in there and start just building a list of people?
Eric, I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
What is your opinion on Clubhouse? And I know I don't believe it's recordable, but is it even related to podcasts or no?
No. No,
Okay.
for me, the podcast would be better because you have SEO searchability. You have a recording you can share. You actually could take this
Okay.
recording and put it in a blog, right? You could transcribe these recordings. You have more
Okay.
power this way. And so, Alicia, if you on the flip side, let's say you're on the flip side of what we're talking about and you want to interview people, right? Here is Guestio, right? So here, let me make sure I get into the right one. Here's Guestio. Try not to log into my own stuff. So here's Guestio. Guestio is coming out super popular. And essentially the difference between Guestio and PodSeeker is you're putting a little cash on it, right? The difference is if I was a person who, can I move out my way, little string bar? Okay. Pricing right here, I'm going to just try to be transparent. It's free as long as you can find and book guests, contact video messaging, access guest press kit, track bookings, and book up to 5 bookings a month. Then it's free, right? But let's say you're someone who's like, man, I'm trying to build it up. What's his name that always had that show? Lewis Howes style, where I'm just constantly interviewing guests, big level style. Then going pro is something for you, right? Unlimited messages, unlimited home search, unlimited customizables, upsells, unlimited smart lists. The difference here is this is just more popular, right, for right now. And for me, it has 2. The difference on this one is that it has, you can do it for guests or for platforms. So let's say I was a platform. I was someone looking for guests, right? You can list your platform here, Alicia. So just one of the things, and for free, you know what I mean? So something to think on. It gives a great breakdown. And so my biggest thing I want to tell you guys is like, you know, we just saw PodSeeker. It's a really long list. You're going to work through it. But this is Guestio for free. We could go on here every month and reach out. The reason I know the power of super hard focus is Savannah came and worked for me. And in literally a 4-month window, put on 80 podcasts. Like if somebody has one thing they're doing, that's it. They're just booking podcasts. You could use a VA to do that. It's something to think about. Or you can just dedicate every afternoon. If you're like, hey, Eric, I'm not trying to really build no YouTube channel. I'm not trying to build no big old platform. I'm not trying to build no big old Instagram page, any of that, right? You still could come on here. And this is ways to think about it. You could come on here, be on someone's show. They put the show out. You take clips from the show because we've listed people you guys can use for editors. Take clips of the show, put that up on Instagram. It's just multi-form content. Or take clips of the show and put some, you know, use an editor, use Peter, the guy I use, or other people, and throw those clips up on Instagram, on YouTube. So we don't have to go out and rebuild the whole wheel. We could get interviewed all year long, take snippets of all those clips from those interviews, and literally just have a YouTube page full of that or have an Instagram page full of that. There's a million ways to tackle this.
I have a question.
Okay, I've got a couple people having questions. Go ahead. Whoever first, go ahead.
Yeah, so the question I have is for the editors, what lesson is that? Because I think I missed that one regarding, that's what I'm struggling with right now.
For an editor?
Yeah, getting people to help you, like
I mean, you can always go on Fiverr and you can go on Upwork. I have on my staff, I have Ericka and CJ, but they know unlimited numbers of people who could VA, right? But the process of the VA is, if you watched our other videos, depending on which course, I don't know if I put it in this course, when you train, your VAs usually are trained, they've worked with American companies before, but you need to have your SOPs written out. And what is your SOPs? Step 1 through 10 of what you do in a day, right? Because you can't expect them to do something you haven't done, right? So if you're saying, hey, I've been on this 10 shows, hey, VA, I need you to go through these 10 shows and find me 3 clips. Well, if they don't know what type of clips you want, you need to give them an example in step 1. Hey, this clip from minute 2 to 3, this is the type of clips I want from my shows. And then I want you to put the little bracket bars on them from Canva, which you literally can have Canva and have teams.
Okay,
I don't want to lose you, but I don't want to lose you, but.
Yeah. No, I completely, I'm following. So in terms of going back to Castillo, just a follow-up question. When you say the one pages, we would upload the one pager and all of our details into Castillo to get requests or send requests for interviewers?
Yes. I mean, the one pager is basically a quick one page the person can get. You can email it to them. You can upload it as part of your profile. You know, when people have a picture and then the second picture is something else. First picture could be you, your headshot, and the second picture can be your one pager. A lot of this is repetitive, right? Emailing people on a constant basis. That's why we use PodSeeker, or you use platforms like this to save yourself some time.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Erica, my question was, when it says booking guests for podcasts, does that also count booking guests for your YouTube channel?
You could say, hey, I'm recording this, and I stream it. I put the video, I put it on my YouTube channel, and I put it on my podcast.
Okay.
Right. You could determine, you can let them know that up front. Like, hey, we use this video for our podcast, right? Or we use this video for our YouTube.
Yeah, and you could also have them show up on a video chat or Zoom call or however you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Does that make sense, everybody? We're not losing anybody, are we? Justin, the video editor I recommend is the guy from Africa that we use from O'Shea Duke Jackson staff, Peter. What's going to happen is I'll send Peter's information email. Let me see if I can pull it up here. And Peter charged me a great deal on every video, but he's probably going to charge y'all $18 to $20 per video. So you just got to haggle a little bit, because you know they like that. I don't know why they like to haggle him down to $15, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's a I hate to say African thing, but so does Enrique and some of them do it, you know. They just, you know, want to feel like they get to try to ask for it, I guess. I don't know what the word is, sales or something.
Sorry, just a question. Sorry, guys. Regarding, say, for my blog posts, I'm needing data, like some of the statistics, like the stats of to support my content. Would you use an editor for that, or is that be a little bit more specialized? Is there, you would want that person to have a little bit more knowledge regarding
A VA can look up statistics.
Oh, thanks.
A VA could just, like, I mean, you literally, whenever it comes to VAs, like every day I'm still tweaking things that I need Enrique and CJ to do. Every day I'm still tweaking it, y'all. Like I literally am going, I've been away from Texas for 14 days. I'm going to be gone another 8 days unplanned. So I have cleaners coming by my apartment. I have things going on. So I have to tweak my emails that I send to them. Now this is Peter. I'm sending him a message right now for editing. This is for editing. And then, hold on, let me send him a message. Shared email with Okay, so again, remember it's daytime here, it's nighttime there. So I'm in the links, I put Peter for editing. Again, I use Remitly link to pay them. I don't use PayPal to pay any of my staff or Cash App. I refuse. I only use Remitly because it's kind of very official in the foreign channels. It's an app you can put on your phone. It's like the banks all use it in all the African countries, and also in the Philippines, and also in Asia. So it's just like, it's their PayPal, it's their label, Google kind of thing. This is my, one of my VAs. I gotta email him, hold on a second. Okay, so it's Remitly, it's in the chat, remitly.com. It's an app. Let me just text Enrique real quick in Slack, hold on. Funny enough, they're like, do we have to pay you for these people you keep sending? I'm like, yeah, send me some money. Send me some money for everybody they sign up. Knowing that it's not, I mean, it's really not that way, but like they create little hiring hubs of their friends and their family and people that used to work at Zappo and Amazon. It's super interesting. I pay Enrique and CJ $100 a week. You could get it down to 50 a week if you're only using people for less. But I promise you, if you start really delegating like you should, you could find 10, 20 activities a month. Peter's in Africa. He's in Uganda. Enrique and CJ are in the Philippines. So again, remember, CJ and Enrique, it's nighttime when it's daytime here, but they have the privilege, like working for American companies is a bragging right over there. So only thing you need to be aware of too is also in December, don't be offended if they ask you for a bonus. Are they receiving a Christmas bonus? Christmas bonus is usually, depending on the company, it's an extra month's salary, or it's an extra week's salary, depending on your generosity. So in the Philippines, because they work for such low pay, the companies give them this Christmas bonus. So if, this guy's making $400 a month from you and you give him an additional 100, he's like, great, I got a Christmas bonus. You give him extra 400 in December, even better, right? Like, it's up to you. 100 a week, because it's $2.50 an hour. It's $2.50 an hour is 100 a week for them working 40 hours a week. So $2.50 an hour. Hold on a second. All right. And we can go over, I think, in some other training, not today as much, over the VA training, helping yourself. So VA training. Okay. So does that make sense for the app Guestio and for Pod Seeker, you guys? I hope that makes sense. Again, they have 829 freaking tags on here, ridiculous amount of tags. You could find just about, if you roll through here, just about anything you want to look for in here, you guys. Like this is something, some things you can get your staff to do, but it's also some things you can find for yourself if you just want to crank up an hour a day with this. So right there, I just click motivation. What pops up when I do motivation, right? So again, use these apps to your advantage, because everybody's looking for guests to interview. And a lot of times people overcomplicate that. Again, there are people looking for guests and there's people wanting to grow their podcast by getting guests. So the Guestio works on both sides, right? And that's why they have that charging fee, right? So
I have a quick.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to be clear. First of all, hi, I'm new with this, everything going on, and I'm just starting out with my business. So I just want to be clear. Pod Seekers and Guestio, that's when you want to set up to try to get interviews on other podcasts.
Yes, our method here is other people's stages. It's a very common technique where let's say I don't have a podcast and I don't have an Instagram. Let's say I started back over from scratch. I didn't have either one of those, but I had a book or a course that I wanted to promote and sell. I'm gonna get to the affiliate part, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna try my best to work through podcasts first. Now, I'm not telling anything secret. Everybody knows this. When you go on Earn Your Leisure, you have to give them an affiliate link. And that's the link they put under your name and under all the videos. You have to give them 20%. Now, everybody doesn't work like that. Let me just be clear, right? That's no harm, no foul, no shade. This is not a secret industry secret. When people come on my show, I make them give me affiliates, right? If I give them a free show or they pay a sponsorship, which some people have paid $1,000 to be on my show every month. If you can notice that some people come on all the time, they pay a sponsorship to me. But that's only because I built my channel to this part, right? JT Automations can charge people $20,000 to come on his show. And they make their money back. So it's not like, there's power. If you're in my YouTube class, there's power in building the platform. Because if I'm a podcaster and I'm bringing on 100 people out of the year, I think, what's his name? Oh gosh. One of my biggest affiliates was the Side Hustle guy. I think I've had to pay him thousands of dollars, right? Nick Looper, right? Where I had to give people affiliate to be on their show. So this is why I teach you guys in this digital real estate classes, like using Teachable, using Thinkific, Kajabi, or Gumroad has really simple ways for you to set up the affiliate.
Right. Gum.
Right.
Okay.
So don't try to be the person who struggles against the stream. if that makes sense, right? You want to get on a bunch of shows, just set up an easy way, be like, hey, we'd be willing to give an affiliate. We really appreciate you letting us come on. There's one lady's podcast. I think I told y'all that on previous classes. She was like, hey, you don't have to do it, but we have this great email list of over 300,000 people. And if you try, pay $250 to us, we'll email our email list your link. Right? Whether or not you do our podcast, we'll put on it, and so for somebody to have access to that many emails, people are going to pay it. I mean, she probably makes, thousands a month doing that. So there's a million ways to get paid, but I'm just trying to show you a way that if you don't have a platform, you don't have a YouTube, you don't have Instagram, you don't have any of this stuff, you're just starting out and you're like, Ericka, I really want to sell this course. I think it can help people. I would highly recommend you sit here on Yestio or Podseeker an hour a day, compile list and email those lists. The only way you make progress is if you track it. So in order to know how, okay, I reached out to 1,000 podcasts and 10 said yes. Okay, well, we know what we need to improve and tweak. And after you be on, 3, 4, 5, just update your one pager. Just keep updating it. Like, hey, this is what's on my one pager. I went on this many shows. Like, people love seeing that you went on other people's shows as well. So does that make sense, everybody?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Like what you said about side hustle, that's Nick Loper. That's how I found you.
There you go. Yeah.
And I spent what, 400 or 500 at least on courses from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I think my average customer is like spends up to 3,000 with me. If they go to a boat party, they spend they buy all the courses, they do this and that, they get a couple calls, they'll spend 3,000. So is it beneficial for me to keep going on other people's shows? Heck yeah. Like if I could spend the rest of the year being interviewed once a day, I would do it. Just because your Ericka Williams Classy Climb channel has 62,000 subscribers and thousands of views, right? Maybe 7.5 million views. I could go on, let me do the math in my calculator because my allergies just came up. I don't want to do it off the head. If I went on, every time I went on the show, they had 10,000 subscribers, followers, whatever. And I did 212 shows, which is a show every day for the rest of the year. I would reach 2,120,000 people. I'd reach 2 million more people outside of my platform. That's just if their shows had 10,000 people. Well, what if you went on shows like Lewis Howe that had 100,000 listeners, right? Times 212 days. You'd reach 21 million people. And that is the power of other people's stages.
But this goes into what you talk about using investments, credit cards and stuff like that to promote your channel, your courses, whatever.
You could, yeah. I mean, this is what I would say is like, this is a business expense that makes sense to me, right? I'm willing to pay $97 a day, $97 a month on Guestio to have unlimited options of guests to come on to my show, right? Or go be on other people's shows. And they even have a thing too, where they're like, if you don't book a certain amount of people, you get your money back. So, I mean, even they're trying to guarantee that, hey, we know that this works. So
I have a question for Castillo. If you have a really small or almost non-existent platform like on YouTube, does that look negatively on you as you're trying to grow, or
no? You would just put it in your information. Be like, hey, you guys, I'm just trying to I want to grow my channel and speak to more people on this particular topic, right? Like I just started this year and I would love to interview more people. A lot of people, sometimes people don't interview people with less than 10 episodes. But don't let that discourage you. I would just always let people know up front. I started this year because I'm so inspired to do blah. Whatever the verb is your blah, right?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. But you guys can check out these things. This is Mr. Build Your Network. This is the guy who created it. Again, he talks about all the time. Like now, this is the reason I'm showing you this is this goes into what I'm talking about when you guys interview people and you make clips out of it. Literally, Peter or anybody, Peter can do this. If you don't use Peter, you can use somebody on your staff to do this right here. See the clips? See the top and the bottom? Is everybody seeing the Instagram page?
Yes.
Okay, good. So again, you could say, Ericka, I just want to interview people and keep it simple. Cool, interview people, but send over somebody to make your clips and put them out here and share them like this. So he's got a full page full of clips. And we know right now Instagram's, pretty much boosting reels over video, over photos for whatever reason. I feel like they're trying to like compete with TikTok and all this silly stuff. But at the end of the day, this guy has like a $1 million company, and he has a very, small here, right? If you go here, let me see if it pulls up. This is his main page, right? 95,000 followers, top 200 podcasts, right? So you're seeing this guy who doesn't have this huge, giant Instagram page, this huge, giant stuff, but he's got a top 200 podcast. He's got 2.5 million downloads. Again, people love to be interviewed. You know what I'm saying? People love to be interviewed, promote their stuff, and people also love to grow their channel. So again, if I just did a separate channel just off interviews, in my emails to people, I would go, hey, here I am, Ericka Williams, Classy Climb blog. Here's my main channel. I'm just literally making a new podcast, new channel. I'd love to interview. That's why I don't have a lot of podcasts, right? I would use that leverage for that. And again, you can check in more here. John Lee Dumas, Entrepreneurs on Fire, big dude, teaches about podcasts. Again, taking these same audio clips, turning them around and making them clips on here. That's it. You know what I mean? There are people who have podcasts that are going to get them in more rooms than their YouTube channel. Just if that makes sense for you guys.
You said Travis created Guestio?
Yeah, that guy I was just showing, created Guestio.
Yeah.
So again, when you go in here, it goes here like this. It asks you for your name, password, your title, interview availability, your guest linked accounts, which would be your Instagram, your YouTube, your whatever, right? To show who you are, your platform details, guest details, account type. So again, this is, you can set it up for to be a guest or to get guests on your show. So again, I always just try to, again, you see here, if you look, how to book guests for your book, your newsletter, your podcast, your blog. Again, use the content for how you want. Finding and booking guests. Because that's the biggest thing that's going to get on your nerves, right? This is a good press release, right? Again, we talk about your one pager. Same thing, press release, one pager. One press release has more pages, but one pager is better. Again, keep track of your guests. That's the reason why I did it right there. Because people get tired of doing all the back and forth. Oh, are you available this day, that day? Here is a link. Now you're gonna say, Ericka, why can't they just use Calendly? They can. We've taught you in class how to use Calendly that way, but this is just a simpler platform for one spot. So just something to think on. Again, I'm in here. I want y'all to have as many options to tackle something as possible and to grow your businesses. So let me see if I can go to the other thing I had. Okay, I don't think I'll have it on that page. We'll just go to the Zapier. Okay, we're at 7 o'clock, so let me not, because people hate it when I go over a certain number of hours. So let me go ahead and do the Zapier. Now you're gonna just to kind of go a little bit back over what we talked about, right? Just to kind of go over it a little bit, just a general wrap up. Growing a business, 30 days, 60 days, launching your course, giving people the affiliate option, right? Every day for an hour, hitting up podcasts with your pre-typed up stuff. You guys know we use what? Jasper.ai to help us type up nice form paragraphs, nice form, easy to go paragraphs to build our business. And again, we're just going to constantly reach out. We have to create a number in our head of how many people we definitely want to interview, but keep it simple, right? I say 1,000, you could say 5,000 people on that list and see who says yes. So there's that. Let me kick over to Zapier. I'm going to show the page in incognito first, so you can kind of see what it is, and then I'll go into the login here. Okay, everybody should be seeing Zapier first website. Okay, so again, this is something that's super important. It can save you hours. Oh my God, it can save you so many hours of stuff that's repetitive and small tasks and like people falling through the loop. This is who I did the TV commercial for. When I had we had a bigger Zap and it had like 75 Zaps in it. And that's when we had a certain number of people on staff. We got rid of that. We started all over with another Zap, but I promise you, like if you follow some of this, you will love it. You will be so less stressed, because at the end of the day, a lot of stuff what we're doing is repetitive. And that's why, one, we need a VA, and two, we can create tasks without emailing our VA 50 times a day. There's Zapier. So anyway, let me just go ahead and walk you through some of this. This is Zapier.com. Again, yeah, Zapier. I don't know why they came with the name. Don't know, don't care. I've got over 4,000 apps that can connect with this. It's a lifesaver. So anyway, marketing business owner, again, I mean, I'm going to play around a little bit and show you different stuff on here, but marketing business owner, IT, you can see what some of the stuff it does off of here. Now, Zapier, if you think about it like this, is like, if a person does this, then I want them to do this, then I want this to happen. It's almost like if you told your VA a task, right? You get a new lead, you tell Enrique what to do, send an email to them, and then when they do that, follow up and send them a survey, and then after that, do this. It's just, it's very simplistic. Like, it saves a lot of repetitive tasks, right? When you onboard and when you just have people. So let me see here. And this is pretty cool too. Like, they have Zapier experts you can hire, but y'all, once y'all see how to do some of this is my whole point of like building the list, responding to the list on repeat. And I'll show you in here. Blah, blah, blah. Let me just show you the different apps, okay? Just to show you that they have a ridiculous amount of apps. Because somebody's going to say, what about this? What about this? Again, go dig through here. It's over 4,000 apps. We're not digging through all 4,000, but some of the most popular apps are Google Sheets, Slack, webhooks, MailChimp, we talked about it here, Google Calendar, right? Facebook lead ads, Google Forms, Twitter, Calendly, Facebook pages. Again, very, very helpful. We got hacked on our Facebook, so our thing got kicked off, but Gravity Forms, Asana, let me go some more. YouTube, Microsoft, Outlook, Pipedrive, ClickFunnels, Shopify, like that's super cool. WooCommerce, Instagram. Why am I showing you all these, right? Because 9 times out of 10, if you guys were to sit down with a sheet of paper and list out 1 through 10 things you do in a day, some of them are super repetitive, and you could almost automate them out on snooze button and not even worry about it. Like, there are some people who have executive assistants doing some of this stuff in here that we have a Zap do, just to kind of give you an idea. Now, you can always use a personal touch, of course, but again, like if you think about it, QuickBooks Online, WordPress, like let's say there's something you want to take and put it into a WordPress, blog, you name it, you can go crazy in here. Now, here's the caveat. Unbounce is too good, it's good too. Eventbrite, all these. A caveat. You actually have to know, you have to build SOPs for yourself first, walk it through, and then you can put it over in a Zapier. And I'll show you what I mean. So again, go through here, play around, but it's got over 4,000 apps, y'all. There's almost no app you could name me that isn't on here, right? That it connects to. Now you're gonna say, Ericka, connects to how? Again, y'all can look at this. You can even do it like this, play around with it a little bit like this, like business intelligence, analytics, right? So you click analytics, Google Analytics, core lead forms. Remember I told y'all about core, about growing information and growing traffic from core. If you're in some other classes, you've probably seen me talk about it. Again, these are all analytics related apps, which is insane.
Are there pre-made templates for things to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you in a second. I'm just showing you some of the apps, commerce apps, payment processing, right? Square, PayPal, they all can link in here. Moonclerk, all the stuff, right? Marketing. Let me show you all the marketing just to save ourselves the trouble. There's over 801 marketing apps. We're not going through all, but the top 10, again, Twitter, HubSpot, which is basically a CRM, Facebook leads, ActiveCampaign, ClickFunnels, ConvertKit, Instagram. I cannot, for whatever reason, life of me, get my ClickFunnels to act right and connect to this thing. I don't know what's going on. We're going to try it again, because it would automatically, if I could, I'd automatically send an email to our guests when they buy a ticket, confirming their ticket and confirming they're coming, and say something else to them. But let me just go into the other page so I can show you some of what I'm saying. Y'all, I love this mess. I could play with this all day. URL shorteners, all kind of stuff, y'all. All kind of stuff in here. So anyway, let me go on. Also, it helps me find apps that I never knew existed. That part too. That's why I like it. Because I'd be like, I ain't never heard of that app. What does that app do? All right, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna take you inside of Zapier here and play around with a few. This is one I started earlier. I have a new submission form in Zapier. What is this submission form? It is the content extractor, but that sounds boring, right? It's really a job form I send students, and we'll send it out again here pretty soon. Hey, did you hear something great on a live stream or a class we recorded or a YouTube video, like something that's a tweetable? Send it to us. Let us know. What video was it? Hopefully, now everybody's not going to respond. Some people are going to say, well, I don't know. And we could put the links in our community wall too. Like, hey, if there's something I said that was cool, you thought was tweetable or something, put it there. Because all the time I'll go on Instagram and somebody's copied and pasted my post, like a word, something I said, and make it into an Instagram post. And I share it, but I'm like, okay, what video was that? When did I say that, right? So basically this job form is to help you just say, oh, I heard this, I thought it was cool. I thought it was, what you said was nice. So I would go in here. I'm at the start all over too. I'll show you in a second. Hold on, me. Could go out of this real quick. Don't publish it. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna go back, save draft. All right, so this is what your Zapier dashboard would look like. I'm gonna try again and walk y'all through some. Again, I have a bunch over here, but out of this level, I'm at starter 750 task. There are people who have the pro plan that have like 20,000, 650, 800 task. I have no idea who they talking to and how many people they're reaching, but I'm pretty sure they're $1 million businesses at this point. So this is what I would do. I would create a Zap here. Is everybody seeing the screen? I hope so. Please let me know. I would create a Zap here. All right. And they use the word trigger, which just cracks me up, but they use the word trigger. Now, what would the event be? I picked a couple. Let me go back over here real quick. Make sure I didn't miss it. I wrote out which order I wanted to do it. Okay, yeah. Facebook groups, mailing lists, Calendly, slide broadcast, which we're just going to get started ready to use it next month. Email, Slack, Zoom, Google Sheets. Gotcha. Okay, I'm just making sure which ones I have in here. Okay. So let's go ahead back. All right, so I'm in here and I want to, what do I want Zap to do? So hypothetically, let's say, and this is the pretty much one of the easiest for you guys, is going to be job form. Well, I probably could use Calendly. Let's say y'all have somebody book something with you. Click on Calendly, right? What's the event? Invitee created or invitee canceled? So let's say someone had a call book with you and they cancel, right? Let's just walk through it. Canceled.
We're not
Ericka,
seeing that, Eric.
Oh, you're not. Can you see now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Did y'all see dashboard or no?
Trigger
No.
and can't see in calendar.
Hold on. Let me just go back. Okay. Did y'all see any of this?
Zaps, create zaps.
Did y'all see this
Oh,
page?
No, we did not see that.
Okay. So this is the
Yeah.
Create Zaps page. Over on the left-hand side, this one's a starter. It's 750 tasks. There are people who have 680 tasks plus. They're $1 million businesses. You won't have that many Zaps. I'm just giving you a heads up. Okay. We hit create a Zap. So I was trying to give what's the most basic Zaps my students are going to have. Let's just go Calendly. Calendly is people that set appointments up for you for what? Video interviews, consulting calls, you name it. Most people are going to use Calendly, right? If I go here, what is the number one tedious things you're going to deal with? You have a call booked, you don't know about it, right? Or you're not notified, or you have someone canceled, right? So someone invitee cancels, right? Now, my Calendly is already logged into here. When you get in here, it's going to log you. It's going to ask you to log into your account, right? So I click on this account. continue, test a trigger. I don't want to test a trigger, just for sake of argument for right now. It's not going to show anybody's information, but it might. Oops. Anyway, continue. Now, what is a test trigger? Test trigger is just testing your last student, or it'll do a, if you've never had any students, it'll test a blank, which you could do it. So invitee counsels on Calendly. Now, they may go to my Google, but I'm not notified. So it's going to go, I want it to go to my Slack that they counseled. Once it's in my Slack, I want this to be posted, send a channel message, right? All right, so it's going to send a channel message that, hey, this person counseled. It's going to go to my SW investment staff that this person counseled. What do I want them to do when this happens? It goes here, okay? It says, okay, in this little message too, a lot of this stuff you can ignore, but the message to, the message text is really important. Enrique, which again, hold on. You literally could go do this. You can literally do that. It's just insert that data, or you can say, Enrique, this person canceled. Why? Does that make sense? Just gonna do that just for the sake of argument. Right? Did I lose anybody yet?
No.
Okay, so all this other stuff is almost autopilot. You don't have to change it. Okay, you don't have to change it. Okay.
So
Broadcast-
channel means,
It's just my Slack. It's just my Slack where we talk. Me and my staff talk.
what, no, if someone didn't have chat, I'm trying to think of another word for channel, like means of communication.
Here you go. We're gonna go through different ones. We're gonna go through
Okay.
different ones. So
Okay, thank
channel, YouTube customer, general projects. Enrique knows. General. Why this person cancel? Scroll down to the bottom. Continue. Right? So we're gonna skip the test because I already know I've done this a million times. Skip the test, yes, hush. And publish this app. Now you can say, what else do I want them to do? Once the person that counsels, it sends a message in Slack to Enrique. I want to add another thing. I want Enrique to what? Send that person an email or a job form finding out how we can better help them. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm gonna say, Enrique, send them a job form. Which again, I don't have the, let me pick a form. You literally just assign a form. And for the sake of this argument, we're just gonna assign a random form. And I'm not gonna publish the zap because then it would go in effect and he'd be like, what am I doing? All right, go to my job form. Continue. Select form. We have thousands of forms we've created, tons and tons and tons of forms. So I would go, hey, send them a classic climb consulting survey form. Ask them, how was the call? Something was wrong, right? Or we'd have an actual form that says they didn't want the call or the call was canceled. Preferably, you should create a form that said the call was canceled, just so you have better separated data. But just for the sake of argument, we're gonna push this button right here. Right? So in the message, we already know what it did. It would the invitee counsel. It sent a message to Slack. It told Enrique, where is this data coming from, right? Data's coming from here. It'd have their name on it. Whoops, I didn't mean to show a client's name. Whoops, my bad. Y'all didn't see that. Whoops. So it would send that person a message. Why did they cancel the account? Why did they cancel the call? How can we help them? Here's a survey. 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense, y'all?
Yeah.
And at the end, all you would be doing is publishing that form. Ooh, we got a feedback. Oh, who is that? Oh, who that is. You can always delete a step. Yes, really delete a step. So if I just want to leave it as it is right here, just these two, right? We didn't even, we're just sending a message to Enrique, hey, somebody canceled. But most times you want to create a whole Slack that sends off a chain of events. That makes sense, you guys?
Yeah.
Let me go back, pick something different. Save that draft. I'll come back and fix all that.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just to be clear, so this Zap, this creating a Zap, is it something similar to like when you get an email,
And it
let's
sends you a
use-
Google update that, hey, this person did this, and then it's gonna send you another Google update later.
yeah, to join their seminar and things of that nature?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like Dr. Boyce Watkins,
Mm-hmm.
I listen to him a lot, and he has a boot camp. So when the email comes in, you trying to say all this stuff is through creating a Zap. So from the email to join, we're having a webinar. Would you like? They have a price.
Yes.
You got 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You click on it, you purchase it. Thank you. All these things, back-to-back emails.
Mhm.
Was probably created through Zap.
Yes. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yes.
So what she just said, y'all, just to give you an idea, she went in her, honestly, she could be careful on which one I use here.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna just go to Gmail just to save for sake of face. Go on the email. New person, right? Now we could say, now we could do several things. I could go in here and say new email matching search. Right? Continue. Particular account, click it up here. I'm not worried about any of y'all breaking into anything because trust me, most people ain't doing nothing. Okay, so now I'm gonna look for her. We could say a real simple way is he could say new student, new client sign up, whatever. I actually have to play around with this to make it do it. New student sign up. Let's see if it'll do it. It'll play around. It will. Okay, cool. We don't need to test our trigger. Stop trying to make me test everything. Anyway, so now this new student is in here and she signed up for this webinar. Now I could literally go, I can make this really long and drawn out, but I literally can send her the event reminder. Let me see which one I want to use on here. Which event reminder do I want to see our appointment reminder, Go Reminders. There's a million different apps, y'all, but I could use Go Reminder, but I'm gonna just go for the sake of argument right now. I'm gonna use trying to use an easier thing for the sake of argument. I'm gonna just use Gmail. Long story short, I want the Gmail to keep following up with her multiple times. What she's talking about is search the new email. The email is for people who bought something. I'd make another email to keep continuously reading up, like follow up with her. Like the zaps keep triggering. And what would make them keep triggering is if she opens the email, if she has high open email rates, if she goes to the webinar, right? I mean, there's just a million ways you can play with this thing.
Does this obsolete something like ConvertKit, the zaps, or how would you integrate something like a ConvertKit into this thread?
Well, I mean, whatever app you have, you could literally link it onto here. Whatever app you're thinking of. What app are you thinking of? We'll type it in.
ConvertKit.
ConvertKit's on here. Okay, right. Let's say I go create a zap. Hold on. It's gonna slow down now. Don't slow down while I'm doing the show. ConvertKit. ConvertKit. Now it's gonna give me a hard time because I'd have to sign into it, but ConvertKit, you go on here, look at all the options. Because what she described was perfect. Thank you. Who was that who described that Dr. Boyce Watkins thing? Who's that in here? Who described that? Whoever that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. So ConvertKit. What did she just out of the Dr. Boyce Watkins thing? So ConvertKit, new form subscriber, new purchase, new sequence subscriber, new tag subscriber, new unsubscribe. Let's say somebody unsubscribed from me and I really wanted to be that petty and be like, hey, why did you unsubscribe? Here's a job form. right? And if they fill out the drop form, then send them something, send them a free course, free book, whatever. Because you're getting the feedback either way. But let's say there's a new form subscriber or new purchase. You got the new purchase, continue. Now, this is what it looks like when y'all are in here. It's going to say sign in. I'm not going to sign in online because, again, we have too many accounts and somebody they might go crazy. But I would sign into my Convert Kit, and this is for a new purchase. Then I would go plus. Okay. Somebody purchased. Now, that person that purchased, you could either go to Gmail and send them X amount of emails. You could literally go Gmail plus again. Stop, wait a minute. Send them another Gmail. Now, there's things inside the Zap to trigger it. You could say, if they open, send this email. If they don't open, send another email. You literally can do that over and over. So when she said Dr. Boy sends them a bunch of emails, like I could go 10 Zaps deep on this. Where I'm asking, hey, just checking in on you, seeing if you opened up your previous email, seeing if you read this book. Did you get our last email? But this is for somebody who's a new purchaser. What is some of the things we're trying to solve at Classy Climb is people saying, hey, I sent an email, nobody responded, or I didn't get a message, or people like to feel like they are responded to. It is a big thing in online course sales because some people are new to online course sales, so they're nervous. Hey, I paid for this thing, I didn't get a response. Like confirmation emails are like a big thing. Y'all don't understand. People will literally freak out and change their credit card or cancel something right away because someone didn't respond. So it may be overkill. Some people are out here overkilling it, like constant response. But I promise you, people who don't get any emails are like, oh my God, somebody's running off of my money. You're like, no, nobody's running off of your money, dude. Like, chill out. Let me go. Somebody asked me, was HoneyBook on here? I promise you, whatever thing you're thinking, it's on here. It has 4,000 apps. Whatever thing you need to come bring over here, let's click it. She said HoneyBook in the chat. HoneyBook is a way people get paid, y'all. HoneyBook, right there. Choose an event. New inquiry, new payment paid, new project book, project stage change. So she's got HoneyBook. If somebody has a new inquiry, she's going to want to get in contact with them. Or she's going to want to automatically send, hey, so sorry we missed you. We'd love to talk to you on the phone. Here's this, already pre-typed up email. Or she could send them a jot form. Hey, please fill out this form and let us know what else we missed, or if we need to call you back immediately. Does this make sense to you guys? I don't want to overwhelm you, like going super down deep into the details, but I want you guys to get an idea of you need to have SOPs in order to give it SOPs to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, question.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Talisa again. Okay, so, but if you have all these apps, like what was it, HoneyBook?
Mm-hmm.
Calendar,
Yeah.
Google Sheets, or whatever it is that you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
you're saying add it to Zap?
No.
So
what it does is it triggers, right? So you have all these different apps. A lot of people start out and they get all these different apps, right? But there's
Right.
where they're missing clients or they're not following up with people, or it's real repetitive to get up every day and check all these apps. Instead of getting up every day, checking all these apps, looking for some change, you literally, here's some in here, Calendly survey form. Somebody books a Calendly call me. Then it goes into MailChimp, their name, their information. Then in MailChimp, I send them a jot form survey. That's something that can save 10 minutes time I ain't got to go look up and do. Ericka ain't got to do. It just follows it.
Okay, where you're going in one area. I'm not logging on to all these different sites to do all these different
Exactly.
things.
It's
Okay.
automatically triggering it. Like when she's on the HoneyBook and somebody puts a new payment in, she can automatically send them a survey form in a day or two off of this Zap. She can just trigger them to do it. Right?
Okay.
Me and Enrique can be in Slack talking to each other, and I tell him, send this email. It'll pop up in Slack for him to send this email from Zapier. He'll know, okay, I need to send this right now. Or
right.
It's used to. Huh?
Okay. Just like, okay, so one of the webinars, with Dr. Boyce, I missed.
Mhm.
I paid for it, but I missed it.
Okay.
And he's able to tell that either I missed it and I'll get another
Yes.
email.
Yes. If you're in this Zap, I can tell this Zap if a person was unresponsive or did not open.
Okay.
Like,
Wow.
let's say all these people registered. Let's say I have we have 755 students. What's going to happen when we close this thing is we're going to get 30 emails. Where's the recording? I missed class. Automatically, if we put it in the Zap, we'll say Zoom, when a new recording is done, send Slack message to Enrique, send to class email students this email list. Either Google Sheets or Thinkative.
Gotcha.
The biggest problem most businesses have is leakage. And what do I mean leakage? It can be people stealing stuff inside the office, but when it comes to digital businesses, this is what I'm talking about. All these little basic tasks, when you get up in a day, the reason people quit and they go, I just want to have a job, I just can't do all this little stuff, is because they're doing the work of another like this is, y'all don't understand. I had 4 people on staff and then I got down to 2. And then now it's just 1 and 2 VAs. It's a lot of little tiny tasks that we're like, why are we worried about this? But if I have 10 people buy something and they don't hear any email response, they're like, nobody responded to me. Oh my God. Like, and they're losing their shit. So what you do is you put all this stuff on automation so that even if they did like, oh, well, someone responded. I've had people go, oh, I never got an email. And I go, you sure? Check your, oh, okay, never mind. Y'all responded to me already. Like as soon as you paid, we responded. So this cuts out customer not feeling confident in their purchase, customer not saying they got any feedback. In the future, if somebody tries to do a chargeback on you, inside my Thinkative, I can see your activity. I can see how much activity you did, how much courses you completed, print that sheet off and send it to your bank. Oh no, this person logged in and they did 80% of the course and now they're asking for a chargeback.
And you can check that through
that.
Wow.
If we get a charge off, trigger the Zap to send a Slack message to Enrique to go to Thinkative, log into Thinkative, go under that person's email, print out their activity sheet, send it in the response on Stripe for their chargeback.
Okay.
Crazy, right?
Yes.
I know it's really heavy, you guys, and that's why I said I was going to do this 1 and then 2, like, because I realized as soon as I start, I was like, this is going to be too much information. But what happens is the number 3 things you're going to get, verifying emails, right? Somebody can just send you any kind of email to get the free ebook sign up. Well, there's a step. Instead of putting them on your MailChimp, check their email verify their email with neverbounce.com. And if it's not a real email or some crap email, toss them out. They don't get on your email list and they don't get the free ebook. Like, just it's a simple process. You know what I mean?
What was that called?
Never bounce.
Neverbounce.
Neverbounce.com. It checks if somebody's giving you a real email or just typing some crap up. Because people do that all the time just to get some free ebook or free stuff. And then if it doesn't work, then hey, you didn't get your free ebook because it wasn't a real email. Sorry.
Well, why would somebody do that and the email is not real?
Because people sometimes automatically give the ebook to download. And then they get that email, right? And then they get the email, it's a bad email. Well, then when you send out, let's say you have 1,000 emails on your email list and you got 100 bad ones, Google's going to put you in spam or they're going to put you off in promotions. So people that really did want your email are not even going to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus, I use a one-time email service for something.
So I mean, I don't want to overwhelm y'all today, but this is something you can totally play around. Any app you name, I bet you money it's in here. And the key is the triggering. It's what do you want to happen when somebody signs up with you, right? Like we got Zaps in here for when people sign up for stuff, automatically send them a survey. We got Excel sheets in here. This person signs, we have 2 clients where, hey, this is Excel sheet of all these clients. Send them an email every week for the rest of the year saying, okay, what's this information? Give us an update, blah, 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 right? Because people are always like, what's an update? What's an update? You'd be surprised when you start dealing with thousands of people. We get about 25 emails a day that are people with forgotten passwords. So a lot of times we're just like, Some stuff requires your presence. You can't always zap everything out of possibility. But in general, if we send out a Calendly survey or a Thinkative student in all the classes, right? We'll break out the classes into different sections on Thinkative. We say, hey, students in this class, send them a consulting email, or a survey asking them how they like the class, what they think about the class, yada, yada, yada. Then it'll trigger. We already know what's going to happen. We're going to get out of hundreds of students, we're going to get 20 that say, I don't know my email, or I haven't signed back in class for a long time. That allows us to have conversation with them, talk with them. Oh, hey, no problem. Here's your email, your password, and how we can help you, right? So a big thing we do all the time is we ask for those testimonials, and we'll ask for you for testimonials till you die. Till I die or you die, unfortunately. And we'll keep asking for them, because video testimonials, if you give me a video testimonial, which I think we have 10 people waiting right now, hey, I'll just charge you $50 for a consult call for 30 minutes. If you give me a video testimonial, I'll give you a 30-minute call for, $50. Because why? I want more video testimonials. So I'm willing to trigger you with the testimonial. And in the email say, if you make it a video, I'll do this. So does that make sense, everybody?
Yeah. Sorry, somebody else.
Yeah, I want to ask her really quickly, Ms. Cassandra, does Zapier, does it work with text message apps, or is that something totally separate from this?
Here you go. Here you go. Name me a text message app you want to work with.
Oh my God, what about Community? That's one everybody uses.
Look, before you even say that though, SMS, clicks in, burst, hey marketing,
Oh yeah.
Factor, Voyage, bulk SMS.com, SMS Global, Win SMS, Voodoo SMS, Server SMS. It has over 4,000 apps, y'all. Whatever app you can throw at me, it's going to be in here. Now, prime example, we're just going to click one. I'm not in this one, but I'll just click it for the sake of argument. Clicks in, choose an event, new incoming text message, which will be what? A student joining, right? Usually it'd be somebody signing up. What do you want to happen after that? You can tell it whatever. Then you do a different event and click MSS. You send them another text message. You send them a link. You put them in your Gmail. You put them in your MailChimp email list. You send them a job form. There's countless apps, but in order for y'all to build a good Zapier, you got to write down your SOPs so you know what you want to happen. So if I sit here and I go, what do I want to happen this week? I want people to give me, when I said something cool or quotes, Zoom extracts, right? So any class I teach this week, I would send them hey, fill out this job form if you heard something you liked in a video or a class. Then that job form, when they do fill it out, it's going to hit Slack. Enrique, 10 people filled out the job form. Enrique is going to take that. He's going to send those 10 and maybe the timestamp, or if he can find it, send it to Peter. Peter, make clips. Then Peter sends us back the clips. Done. Always happens. Let's do another one, right? Gmail. I want to see, we have a list of people who haven't bought anything, right? Which we can easily do. We're going to go to Thinkative. We're going to, and this is a cool way to do it, but you can go to Thinkative, and anybody who spent less than $5 with you, put them on an Excel sheet. Click on Excel sheets here, Excel sheets, right? Boom, we click on the Excel sheets. We're going to do what? We're going to either send them a coupon to see if that'll get them to buy, or we're just going to get on their nerves with emails till they ask to unsubscribe. Like, okay, we want out of here. We want to unsubscribe. But we rather have them off the list than think we've got, because at one point in time we had over 20,000 people on the list. I think we're down to 15,000. I'd rather it be down to 5. Only people who are going to buy something, pay something, or come to the event. Right? Because we'll have people we message all the time. Hey man, take me off this. Okay, no problem. I'll be like, do you still want access to your course? Oh yeah, I do. Never mind. I'm good. I mean, it's people. Anytime you're dealing with people, you want to reduce the amount of back and forth as possible. That's all. You want to reduce the amount of back and forth. This is very repetitive stuff that will drive people crazy. Right? So I could literally just hire a person that just hand talks to thousands of students, some who haven't logged on in years, ain't watched a video in years, or we can set up the Zap so when somebody new comes on and they're excited working with us, we stay focused and communicate with them.
Okay, question.
Mhm.
Who's doing all this? One of the VAs?
I create the zaps because I know what my SOPs are.
Oh, yeah, I meant, can you define SOP again?
Standard
Step-
operating procedure. So
Say
if
it
I
again?
wake up to standard operating procedure,
Okay.
if I wake up today and God forbid I break both my arms, I'm gonna cast like this, like my little brother was when he was kids. I'm like this in a cast. My mom, I don't have time for my mom or my family or other people to try to do it. If I've already got what he needs to do every day in here, it just automatically zaps. So every day, what's the number one thing you're dealing with? For me, it's going to be Facebook groups, posting content to them. I'm going to say, Enrique, post to Facebook group from this, blah, 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 right? Just a list of stuff to do that triggers by the zaps. SOPs are, if my hands are broken, what are the 10 things I do every day that somebody else can come along and pick it up? 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna tell y'all what your SOPs are gonna be. I get up, I check my Facebook groups. I get up, I check my YouTube. I get up and respond to comments and emails and questions. That gets so repetitive, it's ridiculous. If you've got zaps that say every time you get a new person that paid, a new student, like we used to have a really good zap. We don't have it anymore. I don't know why it won't test trigger. If somebody signed up to be in the Facebook groups, it would zap and send us an email and say, this person signed up, go approve them in the Facebook groups. Well, for whatever reason, when we got hacked on Facebook, we could not get that zap to go back right. So my number one complaint is what? Ericka, I paid for the Facebook group. I'm not in the Facebook group. It would get lost in a sea of emails, right? So we'd have to have somebody every day checking who paid for a Facebook group new, right? So that's why the zaps are important. It's only going to trigger if somebody does it. So let's say I made Enrique every day look at who somebody paid for a Facebook group and nobody paid for 20 days. He might get lazy and not check and miss a person. But if the zap says, oh, somebody new got a Facebook group, message to Enrique in Slack, go over to Facebook and improve them right now, Enrique. That takes him having to go out and check on it every day. That takes the repetitiveness out of it.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
So same thing with these pod seeker lists and podcasts. Hey, Enrique, every day, like right now, I wrote that number down on purpose, 669. When I go in there tomorrow, it better have 769. It better have 869 the day after, right? But I can send him that message in Zap. I just say, report to me your end of week list of 100 new podcasts you added.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yes.
So SOP is just, what would you do if you got up today and you couldn't do it with your own hands? What are the top 10 things you're going to do? Is it what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your business?
Credit restoration.
Okay. So you're probably signing people up to Credit Cloud.
To credit what?
Credit Cloud app, or I don't know what particular app you use.
I'm still manual.
Oh, wow.
I'm not.
You're wearing yourself out.
Yeah.
Jeff Seconder was big on this. He had the VA, you filled out the form, you signed on, you got your freescore.com, boom, signed in, automatic. It sends you something every 30 days. Here's her updated for a report, what's been changed, what's not been changed. And if you had any questions, you send an email back in that.
And that's through what?
He used freescore.com, but they use zaps. Like when you purchased it, it zapped you, hey, fill out this secure form so that we get you on freescore.com. Then every 30 days, we're going to send you an automatic form to this particular email you registered under, giving you an update. So that takes you from manually having to update everybody. But you could do that with Zap. You could literally go, somebody paid on this link, send them this Zap, this secure form. Then from here, send them to here. Or you can schedule their calls, put a whole email list in there, and in 30 days, every 30 days, schedule a call with this person, whatever, right? It's up to you. You can do it by via emails too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, once I come up with a system, not I come up with a system.
It's just a
Once
list
I
of what you do every day. Do you like for credit repair? I mean, on the marketing side, I mean, you literally could go post some kind of quote every day in like 10 Facebook groups. You know what I'm saying? You could just post a question, you could post a whatever, you can go post responses. The Quoba forms, I don't know if you saw that when I was on here, clicking on here, the Zap where you create Quoba forms, Quoba leads. You could post, you could have something about credit repair every day. You post it out there on Quoba lead forms.
Oh yeah, leads. Okay.
And then now you can trigger it. If somebody responds, you go back and you respond, right? Or, you know what I mean? There's a million ways you can play around with this. It's up to you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Candace said, I'd be happy. Sure, Candace. I mean, send it on over. Admin at classyclimbers.com. It'll trigger Enrique to send you a link for a discountstripe.com payment form. And if it doesn't work that way, you let us know, because then it means somebody dropped the ball. Anybody else? Is anybody lost? Anybody need me to walk back through it a little bit slower? Does everybody get it?
No, I think the most important thing is the fact that it actually exists. I didn't know it existed really.
Listen, I'm automatically being triggered by two of my friends right now. I signed up for their class to give them like a testimonial as a friend, and it already triggered me this in the emails to say, hey, you've been granted access to this clip. I just, I ain't paid attention. I ain't said nothing to them today. I did nothing. That was 2 weeks ago, but it's triggered because I haven't done what? Responded in their classes. Hey, we're going to see you this free thing. Y'all, you can go crazy with it. I mean, like, this is a first create your SOPs, and then second, go in here and get crazy with these apps. But every app you guys can think of, it's in here. And it's just to kick down the repetitive tasks. If you really write down what you do every day, I promise y'all are doing some of the most repetitive stuff, and it eats up time. Now, when you're grinding, you're in a building your business up mode. That's why I said for the podcast, if you have to do that, where you respond to 30 for an hour, cool. You do that every day till you build up enough kind of give you some fluff to play around with. But it's one of the easiest ways. But following up with people
on Fiverr.
What people on Fiverr?
I'm sure there's people on Fiverr that'll literally teach you what to do and how to do it on Zap, right? Like
yes, but there's some free ones. You can watch my friend Robbie. Robbie does a good job breaking it down. He does a really great job. Robbie has but again, you need to have tasks to put into the Zap. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, what's your task right now, John?
I'm still working on things.
So I'm just gonna make something up for you, John. So John is gonna have a diabetes blog, and it has like buy test strips or something. Like, hey, here's some helpful tips to get rid of diabetes if you can, but also I'm available to buy your test strips, right? So he could zap his VA to write him a blog every day on just random articles he finds on diabetes and diabetes cures. And literally they write him up 500 words, a couple paragraphs, put it in the blog. You can zap them to put it in his blog for him, then zap them to, whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sure said I'm lost, but I'll listen over again. It's okay. Hold on, let me pull up Robbie. He has a good one here. He made us give us some review.
Hey, Ericka.
Oh, somebody crying. You okay?
Yeah, I had a quick question. What would you use to schedule like your posts in advance? What app would you use for that?
Hootsuite. Hold on, I'm gonna have to mute somebody. Hootsuite, any of those could do. Here, Ravi talks about it here. Here, I'm gonna pull this up and give it to y'all. Let me see if I can do it like this. Copy, put it in the chat. but he's got another one where he breaks down how many different tasks he has in here. Hold on. Let me see. But I promise you, what's going to happen is you're going to look at these Zapier videos. You can watch them for sure. But my biggest thing I want you to understand is like, you have to create the SOP up here in your mind first in order to do it. Yeah, here's a good one too. He asked us to give him comments under his videos. That was in one of his zaps. He zapped us to ask us to give him a comment, some feedback on his video. So, I mean, again, watch this video. This is probably your better one. This will walk you through it again. Again, all this stuff is just triggering, right? Like all this stuff, small triggers. But again, you'd have to have, where's your course at? Are you just consulting? Are you a coach? Is it Calendly? Okay, so your biggest thing for you is Calendly, new person in their trigger. Make sure you do your phone call, then trigger what? A follow-up form or a survey form, a testimonial form. Why do you need that? Those testimonials, you'll take those clips, short testimonials, and put it on your Instagram, or you'll put it on a one-pager, right? If you guys saw when Chris Johnson comes on my page, he has a bunch of screenshots from where Classy Climbers said great things about him in the comment section, and he put it on his page. So, I mean, all this stuff is for use. Yeah, Hootsuite. If you're trying to delay posts on where? Instagram, yeah, Facebook, all those. Facebook even has a Facebook scheduler now. So when you go inside your Facebook groups, you can like schedule something to come up later. Have you guys seen those? Do you know what I'm talking about? Let me know if you haven't seen those. I can
No.
inside Facebook. Hold on, let me. I have a Facebook eradicator news feed, so I don't see the news feed. I have to go in there. Force it. Hold on, share my screen again. So this is a news feed eradicator. I don't see anything on newsfeed. It's absolutely blank. I am ADHD and I can't do it. I can't be on these 50 different apps. I'll lose my brains. So I'll go here, Classy Climbers. Right. All right, we'll go here.
Everyone loves spreadsheets.
Whoa,
Actually,
whoa,
they
whoa.
don't. But check this out.
Who is that? Mute yourself. Everybody mute yourself.
Import from spreadsheet and
John. It was John. Okay. All right. So here we are. We're here. Just random, something so random. Well, I don't have to post it right now. I can literally go date, next Wednesday, time, in the afternoon, because most people respond better afternoon. 6:15, boom, scheduled. Does that make sense? Did everybody see that? Was that too fast, too slow?
Yes.
So you can schedule things. So even here, one of the zaps I'm creating, we got 598 people who want to join this Facebook group. But out of the 500 people, I promise you, none of them have paid the $10 monthly fee, right? Or to sign up at all. So we would just scrape those 600 emails, put them in an Excel sheet, and then put it in a zap to email these people. If they respond, right, and do what? Buy the Facebook group, then we put them in the Facebook group. It just triggers it again, right? Because it's going to trigger the other zap that somebody new bought a Facebook group letter, but we are having problems with that one zap. So we'll have to try to do manual, but there's a million different ways y'all can do this and delegate a lot of this work.
How long would it take you to figure out if a zap, if you did have a problem with the zap, how long would it take?
Oh, you can test it. You can test it. That's why I keep saying test, test, test. And when you test it, it'll say, nope, not working, or wrong, or it didn't connect to your app.
Okay.
It'll do it right then. It'll tell you. Or if it tries to send a zap and it does, like if you publish it and it doesn't work, it'll immediately tell you, hey, we had a problem, or it didn't connect right, or there may be something wrong with your zap.
Okay. Okay, good to know.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just giving you a hard time, John. Is anybody else lost? Anybody else? Is it making sense?
Oh, no, it makes sense. It's just,
I know it's a lot of information, and I thought
Yeah.
I could just squeeze it all in one class. Now, the more I think about it, I'm like, I probably have to do a second class on this. But
Somebody's asking about the newsfeed eradicator.
oh, it's just an app. Like
It looks like it's a Chrome extension. Is
yeah,
that
it's a Chrome
right?
extension, right? But I can
I've
cut it
never heard
off,
of that.
right? If
It
I go
looks
here,
fabulous.
if I go here, I can cut it off because I know me. For YouTube, I'll never cut it off. I need to, but I can go, hey, I need a 30-minute break. I want to go look at people's stuff for 30 minutes.
I've never
then I
heard
do-
of it before, but that's fantastic.
It's great for your mental. It's a great break. Look,
Yes.
you guys know what you guys know. See, already it took the news feed back off. See, like, boom, I'm back open. I can see Seal stuff, right? So the reason I use it is because I was like, I told y'all we got hacked on Facebook and then we fixed it, but then it would never let my phone reconnect. And I would just be on my phone all the time, right? And after 4 months of it, now I think we're at 6 months of it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty nice. I don't care. And so I just, at the same time, I put the newsfeed eradicator because I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a time suck. You could scroll all day in here, arguing with people, cutting up with people. No, it's very dangerous. Very dangerous. You just lose your time in here. Now, what I do love it for is Facebook groups. They're great money makers. Talk to people, promote stuff. As you can see, I'm in a ton of them. YouTube ad strategies with Alec, right? Just, I'm in here. There's 24,000 people in here. You never know who you're bumping into and talking to. So there's some groups I'm in them just so I can occasionally go in there and drop like, hey, you guys, I see everybody's using this ad. Have you seen this? Or just stuff like that. It's just traffic drawers, bring people back over to my page, or people be like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, I do this. But overall, I try to stay out of here. It's a danger zone. And if you ever see my land videos, I just go on Facebook Marketplace to play around with the land stuff. So again, bigger pockets, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, use it to your evil or your good, if that makes sense.
Question about your land videos.
Mhm.
Do you have to be American to participate in the land purchases?
No, but you would just have to have an LLC or a corporation that can buy stuff in America, like just has a bank account here. 9 times out of 10, when you pay people, you can pay them with cashier's check, you pay them with whatever, but you would have to sign on the title.
Can you send me the link? Can you post a link for that one?
Oh, no, I don't have a course. I'm just doing it in the behind the paid YouTube wall, which you'll have some more videos probably this week.
Thank you.
John must be radical. John's probably getting reported by all his friends on Facebook. That's probably what's happening.
And stop telling idiots they're idiots.
Yeah, probably want to do that. You could, Lisa, you will scroll your day away. So my whole thought process is if we're trying to produce, my thing is, here's how I used to use it, if that makes sense. Let me show you how I used to use it. Again, these are groups I manage. I really don't even manage these groups. I used to go, here you go, prime example. I used to go and stuff like this. Navy Federal Credit Union Fan Club. And I would go like, I'm not trolling people, but I'd be like, oh, what are you using it for? Oh, I use it for this, which would make them go, okay, where are you at? Oh, I'm on YouTube. And that's it. That's what I would be doing. I would just be saying, hey, I'm over on my YouTube. Oh, what do you use your credit for? Oh, I'm not using for anything. Okay, cool. And I would post that under like 10 posts. I'd go under 10 posts. Hey, 8 months with Navy Federal, and I just got approved for 25,000. Oh, hey, what are you going to use it for? And then I go, oh, I'm using it to build houses or buy land. Well, guess what's going to happen? There's going to be 10 people who see that message and be like, you buy land, where? Oh, I talk about it over my YouTube channel. That's it. That's the only way. That's the only way I was using these Facebook groups. I'd go in a side hustle thing. Oh, I've been doing this side hustle. That Texas points and travel. I mean, like, again, we could go through a ton of stuff in here. just a ton of stuff in here, right? We could literally go land profit class, land for sale near me, land for sale near. I mean, again, go crazy in here. But it's only for it to bring back, it's only for it to bring back, I think my news feeder out, I can just jump it back on, stop it. There you go, land generator, there you go. It might let me do, okay, there you go, go back. Come on, there we go. So if you see, like I typed in land profit masterclass, what about these first two, then it's got fire damage profits. Well, these are people who are only looking for what? Fire damage houses, Florida investor deals, you know, wholesaling, like you just, I mean, it depends on what your niche is and what you're doing, but your goal is always to drag them back to whatever it is you're doing. Real estate investors in Detroit. Oh, I need to go in there and complain. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Fort Bragg real estate investors join pending.
Okay. I
See what I'm saying? So we're only doing it to draw people back. But if we have a zap that somebody comes to our page and they sign up to our email list, and then it triggers them to be what? Dr. Boyce style emailed. Like, you know, or you could have a free webinar that's on repeat.
What if you make a post on a social media and you want the people, I see sometimes text 720 score.
Yeah.
What app is that?
Any SMS app. You could, I mean, literally just go type in your phone, type in here, Google text messaging app. Now, here's the thing about it. Careful. Anytime you do any text message about credit, money, you have to be careful, because it's easy to be reported and your whole list get deleted, locked out, get locked. So be very quick, be easy, tiptoe. Like Tim Jackson just did a video showing where he made a list of 2,000 people or something in one day, and then they said, oh, this is about credit, and deleted his email list, his text messaging list.
Okay, so credit and financial, certain things about
Financial
money.
service. Yeah, just read it, read the fine print. Pornography, financial services, and credit. It's weird. Anything in those or drugs, marijuanas, they're gonna be like, nope, get on out of here. So again, I mean, again, there are people I know who literally go on these Facebook groups every day for an hour at a time, just pulling people off into whatever their thing is.
Okay.
I never had any social media. All this is new to me. I'm here to learn for business. Well, Big B Smith, that's the biggest thing. Big Sarge. I mean, really, it's like the pod seeker part is probably the best part of this training for you. If you go back and watch that part, pod seeker and Guestio, just reaching out every day. Like, hey, I want to build my podcast. And then you can go, hey, I'm a military veteran. I'm trying to help the kids. I got a book. Here's my book. Big Sarge helps the kids. And go on there all day. Like the reason, part of this reason too, I did this class is I ran into a young lady yesterday, well, 2 days ago at the juice place. Well, probably was yesterday. My brain's gone. And she was like, oh, I survived cancer. I'm in the military and I want to help people and show them all the stuff I took that helped cure me of cancer. And I go, well, that's a very inflammatory statement, one. And two, your holistic approach, there could be a lot of people looking for it. So you already have a profile. You're a military, current active soldier. You just had twins. You found you had cancer while you have twins. You're cured of cancer. You're good to go. Write the top 18 questions people ask you about your cancer journey, and then go out and put together a one-pager and message 1,000 podcasts. There's bound to be at least 100 of them that are like, yo, you did what? You know what I'm saying? And save her time of trying to go promote this book on some kind of book tour. Let the interviews promote the book. Let them ask the questions. So,
Ericka, so for Zapier and Facebook, would it work if somebody signed up for your Facebook page versus
it signs up for your Facebook? If I sign up for your Facebook group, yes.
Group,
it can automatically add them to a group. It struggles when you want like it can work on the Facebook business page as well. Just regular Facebook, it struggles to post things on there for some reason. I've noticed.
No, I was meaning So if somebody joins a Facebook group,
Mhm.
would Zapier somehow
If they
tell
submit
them
their
that there's
email,
an email list? Yeah, exactly.
if they submit their email. So like, when you sign up on somebody's Facebook group and it says, put your email here and why you join the group, like they have to answer a question. Yes. That's
Yeah.
mostly why people want you to answer the question and put your email.
Mm,
So that you get, it
okay.
triggers it to go, oh, here's a new Facebook group member. Here's their email information.
Okay, that's good.
Like slide broadcast is something that looks like I called you on the phone, but I didn't, and it leaves you a voicemail, which drives people crazy because one, people are like, oh, I don't listen to voicemails. Everybody says they don't listen to voicemails, but they have a virtual voicemail where you can just read it. And
Right.
there's a million ways to do that, right? Like when you're wanting to buy homes or you want to buy land, John, slide broadcast is a good one too. Where you're just saying, hey,
Interesting.
I'm interested in buying your land. Sorry, I missed your call. Sorry, I missed you. Give me a call back at blah, 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 blah. Right? Which somebody's like, I didn't miss the call, but you already know. You know what I mean? Like we who are savvy know, but there's a lot of people who are like, oh, they're asking me about that land in the country that I'll never see. Sure, they can have that damn thing.
Eric, I have a question.
Mhm.
In one of the classes from some time ago, you talked about when you're setting up your business, having a phone.
Mhm.
If you don't have an office space yet, how do you get around through that those hurdles? I know you recommended phone.com, but
Ring
I don't
Central.
have an office right now.
You
Yeah.
don't even have to have an office. You can have ringcentral.com. You can have any of these phone services you can buy the phone number. 1-800.com. Like literally type in there, type in 1-800. What is it? 1-800. Oh my God, my brain's going on.
Do the phones redirect to your line, or like
No,
how
they
does that
just
work?
can just land bank at a separate voicemail. They can literally just land bank, like just literally land bank at a separate phone.
And
Go ahead.
if you wanted to like do the yellow pages and advertise that way, but have no office, it's like a more of a virtual business. Is that a barrier, or is there ways to get around that?
No, you literally just fill out Google Places. I mean, you can always go get a virtual office at any of these places. We work any of these places. The key though, when you do get one of these virtual offices, is to get the Google Places to have that address and whatever phone number you purchase on there. So when somebody calls, or it goes to that number, or you get mail, it goes to that virtual address.
The virtual office is with the phone, the same people will give you a virtual office as well?
Well, if you sign up for Regis, you can get your phone number directed there, voicemails directed there, and you can get your mail directed there. But that's $99 a month. But I'm pretty sure there's a virtual office wherever you are. I don't know where you are right now. You can get a virtual office for $20 a month. I mean, really, it's just a place that's holding your mail. You just want to buy your own phone number though.
Yeah, I think the dilemma that I was having is that I couldn't resolve on my own, is that if I have a virtual office, what if people actually go there and they found out there's no location, then I would get a bad review?
Well, it depends on what does your business do.
Wellness coaching.
Wellness coaching. Okay. You literally in your conversations can let people know, like I would ask for a few testimonials on my Google review from students. At the end of the day, you could have a post office box be your address. You know what I'm saying? I doubt people are going to drive there and be like, I went over there and it was a virtual office. Like that person's got to have a lot of energy. I don't know what.
That's my fear. That's exactly the statement.
No, like, I mean, at that point, what you do is, and again, anytime somebody leaves you one bad review, go find 20 of your friends who are going to leave a good review, Google review or whatever.
Thank you so much. That really encouraged me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can chime in and add to that.
Do it.
Thank you. Yeah, virtual addresses, like everybody uses that. And now I was told if you're trying to build, well, no, not business credit. Yeah, business credit to go with Regis, not iPostal, because I think business credit, is that
something about iPostal is something about it. The code is throwing off the banks.
Okay.
Right now I'm at, it's not a virtual office. I actually do go office there. It's one of the common desks in Austin, and it works just fine. Like there's 3 or 4 big companies there. at the end of the day, what gives people a hard time with their business credit is they have too many different addresses, right? Like the best thing to explain it to you is like, if I'm registered to the Texas State SOS, Secretary of State, that address needs to be the same as that Google Places address, as wherever I receive my mail, all the same place. We had a problem earlier this year where one bank was like, hey, it says you're off this Jollyfield Road. And we're like, what are you talking about? And we're like, we're checking Texas SOS. We're checking the office address. We're like, no, we're here. Everything's here. And we went back and looked where our last virtual office was. Everything had still been like, just whatever time they Googled it, it would pop up. It just would pop up. I don't know how to explain it to you, but it just kept being the thing that showed up in the system when they went to go apply for business credit. Well, basically apply for bank loans. They're like, hey, this other address popped up. I'm like, what? So, I mean, SOE is good, but almost good in a dangerous way. And it's because we had 2 or 3 students, YouTube students, leave a review. And so it kept being a stronger, like it had a review. The other place didn't, you know?
Okay. Somebody said they have $4 a month for a phone. Who is that? What name is that?
I mean, phone.com is $11.99 a month.
Okay.
It's iPlum. I put it in the chat.
Okay. My iPlum is $20 a month.
I don't know, girl. I pay $4.
Okay. And what's that one you said, Ericka?
Phone.com.
Do you all recommend that over Google phone, getting a Google number?
Yeah, I don't deal with Google numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found they don't work very well.
Well, I had one in life insurance, and I got rid of it because it kept interrupting my other number, because I have an Android phone, and I could never get it to behave. So I didn't know there were, well, some others. Okay.
And even just getting a regular, like, cheap iPhone for a couple $100 and getting a
Listen, yeah, cheap little $40 phone.
You can always port the
wonders.
number over to somewhere else if you have to for like nothing.
Right. Like T-Mobile, they have you can get a phone for free, and it'll be $50 a month, but that third month you can change the plan to $20 a month or $15 a month.
Well, I
And
looked
that's
at my thing I was doing. I can get a iPhone SE for like a couple $100. Verizon pay as you go, like $20-30 a month, and I can use all my apps I'm already paying for through my Apple store. So that's what I was going to do.
Okay, well, a couple of $100 is too much. You should just get a refurbished iPhone.
Oh yeah, it's a used iPhone SE. It's like $100 to $200 a month. $200 phone.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did y'all have any? Thank y'all for helping each other. Seriously, it's important. It makes it because people have the questions, and I'll be like, huh, what? Was there any other questions y'all had about podcasts, affiliate marketing, Zap, SOPs?
I have a question regarding the course building. The question I have is that I already wrote out a course, but I've heard that it's not smart to write out a course, but rather to do it per session and then do the recording. Do you have any opinions or commentaries on that?
It's way easier to do the way we're doing this live class right now. Like, so let's say I do a live class and I'm like, yeah, this is on fire. I'm gonna teach them how to do this in 20 minutes. I get in here and do the live class and y'all like, nah, Ericka, that ain't it. So now I know to adjust and make a second video on Zapier and maybe even some pre-recorded content on Zapier, and then it deep dives that way. So you could have an outline for what you want, but I strongly, like if you're like, hey, Ericka, I want to make a course in 30 days, I would have a course where, hey, we got 4 live trainings on Saturday. Well, by the time you do 2 of the live trainings, you're going to know whether you need to add 2 more live trainings or you need to add a bunch of other content in between content. And it works much better. And you can always add more value and increase the price of your course, right? Because by the time we add out freaking 10 modules in this digital real estate course, It's gonna be like $1,000 course. You know what I mean? Because you're hitting
Yes.
so many points. Even the tax lien course.
How's it going this evening?
Oh, what's up? Let's go ahead.
Oh yeah, my bad. Excuse me if I'm too loud.
Mm-mm.
No, I just want to say thank you so much for what you said a little bit earlier, as far as, because like I said, all this social media is new to me. So I'm sitting in class and I'm soaking it all up. Half time I don't know what you're talking about. So I said, go ahead, go back, look over everything, look over it a couple of times. So no, I was just letting you know, I appreciate that. And you always drop some gems every time we speak.
No problem, no problem. Listen, y'all, the biggest thing is like, you don't have to overwhelm your stuff when it's the create your course class starting. This is the class. This is the class. Go back and watch it from the beginning. The biggest thing about learning how to start all this or develop anything or creating a course, all this starts from what is, like, prime example, I'm Ericka Williams. I'm here to teach people how to make more money from their phone, right? Or I'm Ericka Williams. I'm trying to help individuals who want to earn more income, learn how to create a course that puts more money in their pocket, right? So like, have your verb, your subject, your line, right? So if I say, hey, come in here, we're going to teach you how to sell your course faster, sell your book faster without building up a platform. I mean, we're going to come on here and we're going to get you signed up to 100 podcasts, do 100 interviews. Now, when you're doing those 100 interviews, part of the content you do for those interviews, you can take clips, you can take segments of it. If you're saying, hey, in 30 days, I'm going to teach this class, and you're doing these interviews on the podcast, you have a better way to glide and create that class. You can easily record your class off Zoom and upload it to your Thinkific, Kajabi, or Gumroad. They're all, pretty easy here. Did I lose anybody? Y'all in here go Air Force and oh my goodness.
So what
Are
about?
you,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry. When
Try
you're
it
saying,
again.
'cause
Go ahead, try it again. One of y'all.
I already have a podcast.
Okay.
So I'm planning on having a masterclass in about 45 days.
Mhm.
So I talk about it on my podcast.
Go on other people's podcasts.
And go on other people's podcasts.
What is your topic you're specializing in?
Bitcoin education for Gen X women.
Okay. Go on
I have
PodSeeker.
Gen X women with Bitcoin so they feel comfortable
share
in
my
their
screen?
investments.
Hold on a second. You can either talk business, women in business. Let's see if that gives me something different. It gave you 1,733 women in business. Are you seeing my PodSeeker screen? Is everybody seeing my PodSeeker screen?
Yes, I see it.
So today, what do you need to be doing? Go line up on PodSeeker, register as many of these businesses as possible. And what I mean is add to the list. Click here, add it to the list. I would just add a media list, women in business. Shows. Save. Your one pager. So let's say I get 200 or 300 off this list. I would have my one pager ready and say, hey, in 30, attach the one pager. In 30 days, I'm dropping this course on teaching women on how to invest in cryptocurrencies without, blah, 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 right? Without the hassle or without you got to be saving people. There's got to be a verb there that's saving people some type of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would blast it out.
Okay.
I'd blast it out. Get your one pager, picture, information about you. Hey, I already got a podcast myself with 70 interviews with women in business. Boom. And I'd hit as many of these as possible. So I just type women in business. Now let's even go cryptocurrencies. Can I spell crypto? Probably not. My brain's like, what are you trying to spell?
That's it.
Okay. There's 620 on just crypto. I'd hit up all 620 of them. Hey man, I'm releasing a course in 30 days. Now, why am I saying I'm gonna hit up all of them? Because the majority of people that do podcasts, some of them don't move fast. Some of them be like, sure, let's get you on the podcast in 3 months. Okay, well, that's fine. I don't want to burn that bridge, but I'm going to go do what? I'm going to go get on other people's podcasts while he's getting his life together. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
Just scroll down here. You see just crypto, new to crypto, thinking crypto, easing into crypto, goddess of crypto, crypto in 5 minutes, the Good Morning Crypto Show, crypto rundown. Like, I mean, again, I'd hit every single one of these people up and get into many as possible. So women in business and results in crypto, 600 and then 17, that's 2,300 podcasts. Can you get 10% of them in a year? Possible. But when you already have your own platform, great. But the next step is, let's say I have a course and I'm trying to launch it in the next 30 days, then I'm going to go out there and be interviewed by as many people as possible to bring new eyes to what? My already built platform, my already podcast, to my email list, 3 if I have a giveaway, something to free gibby, a free ebook or something, give it to them. And then when I create the course, my recommendation for you guys is have a mixture of pre-recorded content and live content, because the live content helps you know if it's working or not, or go left or right on your content.
Ericka,
Mm-hmm.
when you add to the list,
Mm-hmm.
when you just told, I can't, well, when you just told to add to the list,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing? What are we doing when you do that?
Can you see my screen? Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, all we're doing is we're adding to the list, the plus right here to the right-hand side.
Yeah, right. I see
And then
it.
we add a media list.
Oh, the media.
At the bottom,
one
you just
page.
make a list. Yeah. You just make a
Okay,
list. Because you want to segment them. For me, I segment them. And I told the staff to segment them because I may not want to talk about trucking anymore. So like, here's my media list options. If you click here, trucking, business, investing, real estate, alignment, mindset, middleman to millions, financial, women in business shows.
Right.
So that's all. You're just creating segments.
Okay. And that's going to make the person contact you?
No. Are you understand what I'm saying? So I'm making a media list. So on this list are all people under this category. So if there's if I want to talk about crypto and there's 620 of them, I'm going to make a media list about crypto. I may only like 100 of the podcasts. I may not like 500 other podcasts. So I'm only going to put 100 on there. And in that media list, CJ or Enrique can come on here and email that list repeatedly.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just narrowing it down. You're picking the list of, I'm lost a little bit, but I get it.
How are you lost? Talk to me. Talk to us. How are you lost? How are you lost? What are you not
I want
getting?
to know.
If I have, there's 1 million podcasts on Podseeker.
Right.
We don't want all million. We just want ones talking about what we want to talk about. So she just said she's crypto. I'm going to cut down everybody else. And I want to talk to just crypto people. If Miss Daphne talks to 620 podcasts in a year, do you know how many millions of people would be interacting with her? Do you know how many people would be, how many times she'd pop up in the SEO? How many people would want her to speak on stages about crypto? How many crypto, like she could literally go, hey, I've been on 150 podcasts talking about crypto. That could be her one pager that she sends to platforms to speak on stages about crypto.
Gotcha. Okay.
Are you
Once
back
I
on
watch
track?
that video, once I watch that video again, that you told us to check out, automate your business, on the YouTube, what's the guy? Yeah, I'm gonna do that again, and then all of it will make sense because you know you talk about a lot of different things, and which is good, but it'll all come together once I like see it again and listen. But okay, thank you.
If anybody else is lost, like, please let me know, because this is the point of having a live class so that I can tweak it and I can adjust and I can like revamp or go talk about it again or break it down.
Yeah.
Is all this all this have to do with getting an online course in 30 days? Did we get to that or no? Or this
we did you come in late or you came in at the beginning?
at 6 o'clock?
So, okay, so anybody, like, just, we'll add another 20 minutes here. Does everybody understand how to make a course online in 30 days? If yes or no, just real quick, right now.
Yes.
No.
No, I just joined today.
No, I guess you were saying take your podcast and create courses from that. Is that what you were saying at the beginning?
Okay, so let's walk it back. Let's walk it back.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's do it.
let's walk it back. Depending on your topic. So I'm gonna just use Miss Daphne. Can I use you for a second? Okay, you got crypto.
No
What
problem.
are the 3 things you want them to learn from your course? Are you still in here, Miss Jones?
Yes.
Okay,
Here.
what are the 3 things you want them to learn from your course?
A basic understanding of Bitcoin, how they can buy it and store it.
Okay, that's three things. Boom. How many videos would it take for you to educate a person in that?
I figure about 4 to 5.
Okay, my recommendation to folks in here and say, hey, I want to create a course in 30 days. Pick the platform. I know I talk fast. So earlier I said Gumroad's easy to upload videos. Thinkative is easy to upload videos. Teachable is easy, and Kajabi. Those are the 4 I recommend. If you want it as easy as possible, it's going to be Gumroad. So your outline of your classes, those are the 3 things she wants them to learn. I'm going to recommend, if you say, Ericka, I get nervous recording, pre-recording, add up all this stuff. I would recommend you create 3 live trainings. They don't have to all be the same day, but it works better for people if they think, hey, every Tuesday for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to learn about crypto. And in those 3 live trainings, she sees if everybody gets it on the 3rd video. By the 3rd video, she can do a 4th bonus week and it be a recap. Then she can literally take those 4 live trainings, bundle them, and that's a forever course.
Right.
Did I lose anybody?
Girl.
I got a question for you about that.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We can use Zoom. We literally can use Zoom. I'm making it very basic. We can use Zoom. Hold that recording. Put it inside the Teachable or even Gumroad. Super easy. Put 3 or 4 videos in the Gumroad. Package it. That's a course.
Okay.
But you got to know what you're trying to teach. And I'm gonna keep it this way: 3 to 5. If you give people too many options, they get lost. 3 to 5. Right? Any of y'all in here, if you tell me your clarifying statement, I'll tell you what your course is. I just know Miss Daphne is very tight on her clarifying statement. Pick another person in here. I'll tell you how you're gonna do it.
Oh, one more question
Mhm.
before we get off of Bitcoin. What about the theory of offering a master class to feed into a multiple class series, or do you jump right into offering the multiple class series?
So what you're thinking of is you want to offer a one-time recording, live recording, and then
right, for pay for some cost, and then
people can't listen. I'm gonna say it as nice as possible. If you tell me, hey, I'm gonna tell you 3 things. We're gonna learn about crypto, we're gonna how to manage our, like whatever your 3 is.
Yeah, right.
I promise you, 10 minutes into that first one, they're lost. I promise you. My whole thing of talking about the podcast and the seeker and all this stuff is I said earlier in the beginning, I know y'all didn't hear me, but I literally said, if you're dropping a course in 30 to 60 days, you should be interviewing with so many people in that 30-day lead up that new people from all these different podcasts you are excited to join the brand new class you have out dropping. That's your marketing change. Because a lot of people already have like, hey, Ericka, I have a small Instagram or a small YouTube and I'm getting ready to drop this course, or I have a book and it's not really going anywhere. This is how you get your traction. Interviewing on these different podcasts, interviewing others, but I would strongly recommend you interview people. You go on other people's platforms, podcasts, YouTube channels, be interviewed. That builds up this email list for you. And the email list of all these new people that just found you off this podcast, your course launches at the end of that 30 days. You're going to say, Ericka, but I haven't had time to build the course. What are your 3 teaching parts? Offer 3 live videos where you put together your PDF forms or your slides, all that good stuff, and live train. I know live training is hard. but that'll give you better, faster feedback on what needs to be in the rest of that course than you creating some course that nobody wants. Because
If
you're
you
not
don't
getting
have,
feedback.
I have a question. If you have no buyers for your course initially,
But this is
would
how
you
we're
off-
getting your buyers.
the
The whole
how do you
process I
get
just explained. Stop.
the three?
Stop. How are we getting buyers for our course, everybody? We're being interviewed on podcasts. And that allows the podcast person to interview us. And you're going to let them know what your course is about for the next 30 to 60 days. If it takes you more time to get traffic, let's say you say today is what? June 3rd. I'm dropping a course August 3rd. I'm going to spend the next 60 days telling everybody and their mom, make sure you join the first live class August 3rd. Make sure you join the first live class August 3rd. And every interview, that's building that traffic. Now, let's say I already have a book out. Even better. I've got a book, but I've got a class coming. I'm going to say I want to be interviewed on all these podcasts with this book, but don't forget, August 3rd, I have a live class. This is how we get our students to a class. This, like, don't get lost. Like, I want everybody, I'm just going to say it one more time. We have an ideal. We know what we want to teach. We know what we want to train. We say, okay, it's going to take me 3 or 4 classes to really train this. I'm going to give myself a 60-day window. I'm going to come on PodSeeker or Guestio every day for an hour. I'm going to take my 1-pager that has my photo and my information that I talk about on it. And I'm going to contact. So there's 620 crypto right here in this little thing right here. I'm going to reach out to 50 a day until I exhaust this list. If you reach out to 620 people in the next 10 days, I promise you, it'd be really hard for you guys not to at least carve out 5 to 10 interviews. Again, let me go over here. Let me show over here. Hold on, pulling this down. Guestio, same thing. I could hit them both. PodSeeker has 1 million podcasts registered on there, but I could go over here. Same thing. Guestio. Go down here, categories. Niche down the categories and reach out. Unlimited reach outs. This is how we get our audience, by using other people's stages to tell them about our course that's coming up, or if we already have our book out, we're using this traction that we're getting from other people's pages. Again, I said at the beginning, if each one of these people have 1,000 people listening to their podcast, and you get on 20 podcasts over the next 2 weeks, you've been exposed to 20,000 people. If you can't sell your course to 10 of those people, we have to reframe and recontext your conversation of how you talk about what you're offering. Does that make sense? Just pause. Let me read some of your comment. There's like 23 things in the chat lit up. Let me click on the chat. Give me a second. Hold on. Oh gosh, I gotta turn up. Hold on, let me go up.
Listen, don't mind us military folks.
Y'all are
going
chat.
back and forth.
Okay, I didn't know. I was like, is there something wrong I'm saying? Are y'all losing what I'm saying? Okay, you guys are talking to each other. Cool. No. Okay. That makes sense now. Makes sense. Okay, spell it.
Are you down to Amy's question?
Hold on. I'm still going. Please teach people how to not get scammed by fake crypto platforms. Meditation, bookkeeping for creatives. Can I just go on podcast to get interviewed / promote my product, but not have my own podcast myself? Yes. This literally, you can go on here. Podcasts always need guests. Your 1-pager is for you to market yourself so that you can get on more people's podcasts. And then the affiliate part where I was telling you about in the beginning of the video, you can easily create affiliate on Gumroad. The affiliate is the extra incentive for the podcast. Hey, we also offer 20% affiliate to any podcast we go on. Let us know if you're interested. That make sense? Am I losing y'all? Y'all still here?
When you say create an affiliate, you mean create an affiliate within the sales of your course?
Yes, on Gumroad, and thinking of all of them. You literally just type in the person's email and assign what percentage to give them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So they handle the back office stuff. Great.
Gumroad's so easy, it pays them without you even having to do a thing.
And 3% was the
No,
or
20%.
20%.
It's never 20% is the industry standard. what's so funny about me when I start teaching people, they're like, oh, 10%. Oh, honey, no, 20% industry standard. Now, if somebody has a really big platform and they've got like 1 million subscribers, they're going to ask you for 50%. I'm going to tell you right now, they might ask you for 75%. It's not uncommon.
If
I
you're
just-
going on somebody with a big podcast, that type of split will be worth it.
Yeah.
You know, like you going on, I don't know, Le Peep or, you know,
Le
Hotep
Peep
Been Told
ain't
You,
that
something
big.
like that.
It depends on the
Hotep
genre.
Been Told You is pretty big. Well, you know, 1,000+ views. Oh, you know, and God forbid you get to go on Joe Rogan, but
That's it. Hold on. Please don't eat up all the fish. Let me have some. Okay. Anyways, does that make
Or
sense?
like,
Mhm.
or like EYL. I mean, I know they're huge, but they have a lot of people that come on.
Yeah, everybody comes
So-
on, gives them 20%. I was one of the original people that was supposed to be coming on for tax liens. I didn't want to talk about tax liens, and so they didn't want me to come on. At the time, I just didn't want to talk about tax liens. I want to talk about anything else. So
Oh, okay. Oh, they asked what
every single guest that comes on Earn Your Leisure has to give 20% off the gate.
Okay, 20% off for all the sales that you make.
It's
from
so when you come on, stop. When I bring you on my podcast and I display a link at the bottom of my page, hey, you want to learn more? Go to this link. That link is an affiliate link. That's never their direct link. It's always going to be an affiliate link.
Okay.
Majority of the people you watch out here, if you go on the page and says, hey, hit their link at the bottom, it's an affiliate link. Now, you can cut through some of that. There's still a benefit to building your own platform because there's people I charge $1,000 a month to come on the show. There's people out, JT Hustles, this is not private information, everybody knows this, charge 20, 40,000 to come on his channel. There's several people that charge big money to interview you or do shows with you or do a brand, what we call a brand build, building your brand.
Ooh, okay. Got it. Thank you.
And Gumroad is one of those that makes it so easy. You put their affiliate information, you just put their email in it and it pays them on every Friday. You don't have to do a thing. If they're sharing that link you created for them, they get paid. It already takes it off the top. You ain't gonna miss it. That's why people recommend Gumroad so much because it's very easy. Think of this, I do have to occasionally look. It doesn't automatically do it.
What was the name of that one?
Think of this.
Oh, okay.
Teachable automatically pays. It pays with the PayPal link at the end of, okay, at the end of the 30 days. Like, so if I made them sales in April, I'm gonna not get paid. I'm gonna pay in June. It's like a 30-day window holdover because people do chargebacks.
Okay. Could you just repeat what you said when you said an online course? If you want to get an online course in 30 days, your topics, you should have 3 topics, 3 videos, and 3 live trainings.
So what is your topic? What are you trying to teach?
Credit restoration. But okay, that's the company, Credit Restoration. But some of the things I want to touch on is things like how to get to 750 and above, how to stay there, how to get approved by certain credit cards. So I'm working on what are the things I really want to discuss. What are the top 3 things I want to discuss, or should I do it like that? What are the top 3 things I want to discuss?
Again, you're trying to teach them. Are you trying to teach them what is credit, how to improve your credit, how to have good credit going forward?
Oh, yeah. And some other things as well.
No.
Oh, what?
Okay.
Don't make fun of me.
No, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just
No,
like,
I know.
I can't. Okay, y'all.
It's
Okay. So we just used her as 3 points because that's her 3 points. Some of y'all can have more points, but you don't need 20 videos on credit. You don't need 20 videos. You could teach a PowerPoint on credit in 3 classes. It's just an example.
Okay, gotcha.
Right? You could teach it live. You know what I'm saying? You could teach a live credit course on credit in 3 classes. Have those recordings, put them in a bundle, and maybe put a DIY ebook with it and send it off.
And you put that bundle in Gumroad?
Yes. And there's your course.
Okay. And those are now how
Hold on,
long?
earplugs out.
How
Go
long
ahead.
are those videos? Oh, sorry. So when you say put those 3 in a bundle, that's like they might be 3 hours each.
They're however long you want to make them, baby. Oh. like if you think, okay, so let's say I want to teach, how can we establish 3 lines of good credit for you, right? And I could want to say nav.com, this, right? Each segment is just a segment. You're just teaching that segment.
Okay.
And the DIY book is just in the bundle, right? So when the person comes and buys the class, they're watching 3 videos in a row.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yes.
And so in order for you to get people to this class, you're spending the next 30 to 60 days going on the various podcasts talking about why credit is so important. Why do they need to do this? What's happening? When they try to apply for jobs, what happens? When they try to apply for cars, when they try to apply for apartments, your job on those podcasts is to tell them that inside my training that will be live, I can help you by teaching you and responding to your live questions.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
I was gonna say that so credit, there's so many different parts of credit.
Mm-hmm.
So this may be possibly maybe an introduction. So you may have 3 courses of, a certain part of what to do to how to go ahead and repair your credit. But then later on, it may be like another chapter in credit and another 3 courses you may go ahead and have. So maybe just the introduction to go ahead and get people. And then after that, then you'll have maybe another 3 courses or something like that, maybe.
Or she could have a, hey, do you need one-on-one consulting? Or do you need me to actually repair your credit? Like,
right.
In the first bundle, she should be able to explain it, talk about it, have an ebook. And it could be $69, it could be $99, it could be whatever, right? But at the end of that course, after people watch the video, some people are going to determine, yeah, this is great, but I just can't do it myself. I should pay her for her services.
Right.
And you should have that offer at the end of it.
Okay.
Somebody made a perfect point. How long is the attention span of your audience? Right? So when I make these videos, these recordings over 2 hours, people get pissed. They just do, oh, I tried to watch it, it was too long. So I have to chop these videos into parts so that people watch them. I already know people watch about 20 minutes. That's it. Inside a course.
Hi, Ericka. While we were, I was thinking what my 3 points are, and if they're, I was going to ask if you guys would look at it and just tell me if this is feasible. I'm just going to put in a text message if that's okay. If I could get feedback from the group.
Yeah, just put it in the chat. Go ahead and put it in the chat.
Thank you.
We already talked about ebooks. We already talked about ebooks like in 5 different classes. You don't need training on an ebook. You literally can go to Jasper AI right here, y'all. Go over here to Jasper AI. We talked about it in multiple classes. Go to your dashboard. Go to your templates. An ebook is less than 8 pages if you want to be honest. You go in here, documents, DOS mode. Start from scratch or a blog post. I would say get on here. What are you talking about? Put it together, right? Then you take that, you go to Canva. Let me go on over to Canva. Like, we don't need an ebook training. Like we've talked about it 3 or 4 times in here. Please go back and watch the previous live trainings. you're not missing, it's in the live trainings. If you've watched, we have over 15 hours of live training information in here. Like, it's too easy. So here's the ebook. Let's just pick roses. Boom, here's roses. We go down here, add a page. We take this text from Jasper AI. We would just take our text from over here, copy and paste it into our book on the second page. Again, add text right here, add text, make it smaller, of course, be the smaller size. Boom, copy and paste for 8 pages. Boom, just add a page till you get to 8 pages. That's it. That's ebook 101. That's lit. Or as someone said, check PLR. If you go look in our previous videos, we have PLR.
With Jasper, do you have the boss level of Jasper?
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
But you could use, even if you didn't have boss level of Jasper, you go back. If you just had the smaller, go to templates. You still should have paragraph generator.
Right.
Right. And if you go over here, or blog conclusion, or you pretty much can play around with this and expand. Let me think here. Where's the other one? Because honestly, most people, your book is the top 18 questions you receive. What are the top 18 questions you receive in your business? That's it.
Right. No. Well, I found value in Jasper. So for anybody out there, so it's helped a lot with quite a bit of stuff, posting and stuff like that.
Who is it that asked me about ebooks? Let me see one more time. What's the name of your topics? Person who's keeps asking about ebooks. What's the name of your topics? Unmute yourself or type it, either one. IT training. Okay. What about IT training? Like, what am I teaching people in IT training? How to get in IT, how to stay in IT, how to grow in IT, how to get certifications in IT, how to IT training what? The ebook is a giveaway for IT training, telling them how they should come into IB training. Hello? What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So yeah, just took me off. So what I want to do was start a beginning training course for people entering the IT field.
What are the 18 questions they would need answered?
Okay.
That's your book. What are the top 18 questions people ask you about getting into the IT field?
Okay, because I thought it had to be more than that. Okay, so
no. Ebooks are standard size. Ebooks are usually under 15 pages. That's kind of industry standard. They're usually 8 to 12 pages.
Oh, that's good to know.
So when you want to print like a real physical copy book, your goal is to aim for 50 to 100 pages.
Ericka.
Okay.
Hi, sorry. This is Amy. Hi. Just a quick question for clarification. So you said that I don't necessarily need my own podcast. I just need to be prepared to offer an affiliate link.
It's a good incentive.
Okay.
You don't have to do it. I just noticed there's been a few people teaching podcast courses. So now everybody's like, oh, I need your podcast, I need your affiliate. And you're like, oh, okay. Like it's just a standard now.
Okay, but I don't really need my own podcast. I can just go on other people's. Okay.
The reason I say there's power in building your own platform is you get to dictate when you do it, who you talking to. You know what I mean? Like, again, I get to charge certain people $1,000 a month to come on the YouTube channel. If I get 10 of those, do I really need to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on how you're looking at it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
With Jasper AI, where does what do you call it? After the ebook, once the ebook is done, where does the Kindle play it? Not Kindle. What is that? How do you create a book? An ebook? Is it on Kindle or how do you create? Oh, go ahead.
Did you say Able Publishing?
Yeah. Once you deal with
Hold
Jasper,
on. Here you go.
Oh.
Keep going.
Oh, once you deal with Jasper AI, do you have to go over to Kindle? Kindle. My brain is freezing. You know, Kindle create not create space. Oh my gosh.
Hold on here.
Do you mean
Everybody.
HP?
Here you go. Hold on. Go here. This is our class. Go here. Go back and watch our live replay of the audiobook training, where we turn our books into audiobooks. I go step by step in that. When you go to your class, log back in your course curriculum, go into number 2. How many weeks ago did we do that? Whenever I was in Florida, we did the audiobook training, how we can put our books together. That'd be a whole nother hour if we go back over that. Go in here, how we're going to put our books together, how we put it on the platforms, and how we can make it into an audiobook. Go here. Live replay of the audiobook training, number 2. This is the course we're in right now.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2, the live training. It's when I'm in Florida, you'll see the beach water behind me to the right. I'm in a chair.
So my question was actually, so after that's done, do we upload it to Amazon, or that's not what you're talking about?
Go back to that live training. Number 2.
And that'll talk.
It'll talk you through the whole thing. I promise.
Okay, got it.
Mark D, stop smiling so hard. Ain't nothing but teeth in the camera over here. Him and John. All I can see is teeth. But no, yeah, look, Alicia gave you the snippet, and that's what we taught in class. Class number 2, the audiobook training. And for the other person who asked about audio, that's where it is. We walk you step through step, how to create it, how to do the cover, how to do the pages, how to put it in Kindle, draft to digital, to publish, boom.
Yeah.
We walk you step by step. That was the previous class.
And everything is step by step. You write the ebook to sell the course. You sell the course to sell consultations and seminars and everything else. Everything is up and up the food chain. Hopefully.
Okay.
Because usually, like when she's talking about credit, you have to do the interviews. You bring people over to the DUI book and the credit class, and then that's going to lead to her having clients. That's going to lead to her having. She could literally do a free Facebook group talking about credit, because that's very common. Or she could go talk in other Facebook groups. She could go do a lot of stuff.
And just not to confuse you, Ericka, I'm on 2 SEP. I'm over here. I'm Talisa on my phone, but the volume is not working on the computer. So I'm over there in that BOCWB 2020. I don't even know what that is, but my volume wasn't working, so I had to get you over here on my phone. So I'm talking, you know, just in case you was wondering.
You fine, you fine. No, you are fine. Trust me, listen. It's a lot of information. That's why it's a lot of information for everybody to absorb. So watch the replay. When I close this here, go watch the audiobook training and watch this right here.
Got it. Thank you.
Because the audiobook, most people learn via audiobook, but you can also do the ebook. Sound good, everybody?
Yeah. Like I'm a reader, I have to handwrite out all these notes and then read them. So I have to, so I'm a reader, so I'm a little slow. I'm archaic.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Justin has a hand up. We're gonna close it out with Justin. What's good, Justin?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
I had a question about setting price points for like your first course or your first book or whatever. Like, how are you judging sort of what your audience is willing to pay?
So something I love, Terry, Terry, like everybody ain't broke. They clearly ain't. They're paying $5,000 for a course, right? Everybody ain't broke. But what the golden rule is 3 levels, right? So we have our like $25 product. Like if nobody knows us, we ain't never been on nobody's show, we ain't never built nothing. We could literally start out with a $25 product, then a $150 product, then a $500 product, right? Just 3 tiers.
Okay.
The reason why people so heavily go, everything should be $25, right? Is because they are thinking of the volume method that they're going to sell to. Again, we talked about it earlier. If you want to make $1 million selling $25, you're talking about 40,000 people. You're talking about a huge number, right? If you sell a course that's $5,000, you only need 200 people and you're at $1 million. You see what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
So it depends on the value. Like, I sell my courses for the price points. I sell them because I'm always adding more to them and they're not perfect. But I've sat in people's classes that charge $7,000 and I teach more than they teach. It depends on who you know what I'm saying? So some of who your audience is matters. The reason you use these podcasts to grow your SEO and grow who you are on your stature is because honestly, right now we're spending $40 a day on YouTube ads for the tax lien course, which is $197, and selling 4 to 5 of those a day. So if I wanted to say, you know what, I'm not going to do any of these classes anymore, I'm going to bundle this up in one big bundle, sell it for $2,000. The fact that I can run ads every day, do you see what I'm saying? I don't have to do them this low, but I like when people get breakthrough. I like when I just interactions for now. But after August, well, I'm gone on y'all. No.
Oh no.
Once my last house projects gets done, I'm done.
Man. Thank you, Ericka. I appreciate that. I mean, because when you start talking about you're unknown and you haven't sort of built anything yet, I'm in the process of building, a blog. So it's like, just thank you for giving me that perspective. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, and people are willing to take a chance on somebody for $25. You know what I mean? Like most people are not going to give you this hard time. But I also just tell people, like, depends on what you're teaching, right? Like, I know a dude who does a credit repair bundle book and like 3 videos. What's his name? Runaway billionaire for $67. He did $1 million of that course. Well, no, he did 600,000 of that course. You know what I mean? So it depends on, his goal was to help a bunch of people figure their credit out. And then for the next, I'm telling you, for the next 2 to 3 years, me and Credit Eileen were just talking about the other day, credit's going to be crazy because how can companies prove who was under moratorium and who wasn't? How can companies prove who was under, they didn't have to make payments and they don't? So credit's going to be just an easy SEO runner forever. You know what I'm saying? For at least for the next 30 years, really hard. Taxes, because people was playing that game, and credit. What's his name? I was saying Dave Ramsey and Grant Cardone are going to be billionaires. And Dave Ramsey even said, oh, I'll never be a billionaire. But people trying to figure out how to budget their money and then people trying to figure out how to invest are going to be the 2 biggest things for the next 10 years.
I have a question in regards to Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Do you prefer groups or pages?
Groups,
like for instance, when I'm starting this course,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be, now it'll be about 45 days out. I'm going to hit the podcast real hard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming up in a compilation book. I'll have a chapter. So I'll have that to talk about as well as the course. So to start getting interaction, the Facebook, do I put a group that's like public or do I keep with my page that I already have some followers on?
Honestly, Facebook groups, it's I know y'all get my fish getting cold. Okay, on the Facebook groups, the reason people create Facebook groups is just free funnel traffic, right? And I've shown you different credit repair groups where they've got 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 people in there. Navy Federal, people talking about Navy Federal credit. There's always people in there promoting credit repair. Like just, there's always going to be a 20% of people who don't want to do their own stuff. You could tell them every day, step by step, what they can do to repair their credit. They don't care. They don't want to do it. They want somebody else to do it. Oh, I don't eat tilapia. We don't eat tilapia in this house. We eat fresh, real fish, sir. Don't start no stuff, Mark D. just messing over. We don't eat tilapia over here. That's junk fish. What do you got? People walking by with plates of fish past me, y'all. Y'all ain't right. Okay, let me finish. Go ahead. So listen, I'm gonna finish it out here. Facebook groups are great. They bring free traffic. They almost run themselves. My Facebook groups, they be talking to each other in there for days on end. I be coming in there like, hey, they be in there talking to each other. So. But yeah, that's what I had, y'all. Rewatch this video. I know it was a lot. Okay, I know it was a lot, but you push it or pull it. It's your wagon, however you want to build it out. And if you needed the ebook, audiobook training, go back. Number 2, go watch that whole thing. We step by step, we kicked it back. We kicked butt on that one. Okay. Sorry, you guys. This is your girl Ericka from the Classy Climb blog. I'm leaving.
Post this.
When I'm gonna post this, as soon as it renders tonight, zap your order trigger Enrique to put it inside the course. Give it about an hour. Because it, Zoom hits the thing where it's rendering or whatever. It'll hit the email. He should be able to see the email in probably that hour. Where to send testimonials? admin@classyclimbers.com. That's where we send them, baby. All right, you guys. Have a great night. You know how we get out of here. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Billy Bob. Good night.
Amen. Good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you so much.
Night.